All right, guys. Dude, my stomach is in knots, man. Bro, it's freaking Canes, dude. It's Canes. Canes, man. I get sick. I don't know what it is about the chicken at Canes. I love Canes too. Canes is good, but oh, every time I eat it, my stomach is in knots the next day, man. What's up, Trudeau, Leslie, Sean, DS, Dan? What's up, guys? All right, so NVIDIA is still holding most of its gains. I guess the question is, like, can you buy a pullback now? Is it time? I don't think so yet. Everything's still pretty choppy, you know. Yeah, today is PCE day, guys. PCE day. We will cover it right here. So expectations are expectations are for 0.3%. 0.3% is what they're expecting here. .3%. Put that up on screen. But yeah, expectations are 0.4% or 0.3%. I'm sorry. No, Chick-fil-A, I'm definitely not sick. So Chick-fil-A, I definitely don't get sick on. I'm assuming Chick-fil-A is the lard. Whatever it is, man, Cane's makes me sick. All right, guys. Again, SPY at 414.20s. Tesla at 185s right now. 185. So Tesla's still doing pretty strong. It's not where it was earlier in the week, but it's still doing okay. Bro, I start early every day. Dude, I love Cane's, bro. Honestly, my son loves Cane's too. But whatever Cane's cooks their chicken with makes me sick. Uh, I'm nauseous. Acid reflux for sure. It's definitely Cane's because we eat Chick-fil-A a lot, and I never get sick from Chick-fil-A. I could eat Chick-fil-A for lunch, breakfast, whatever, and I'm good. But Cane's just makes me nauseous, man. I don't know what it is. So the president said, "quote We all agree there will not be a default, but we forward a proposal to freeze spending for 2 years." Get Dizzy starting to move up a little bit. Hmm. All right, guys. So yeah, Spy moving back up today. It's at 414.40s. We got Disney up there to 88.40s or 88.50s or so. Google's still at like 124s, 125s, looking great. It's shocking. The average person hasn't used Chat GPT or Bard yet, which is crazy. What's up, William? PayPal down. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna sit in PayPal, I think, man. I'm in it, but it's definitely not like a big trade whatsoever. And I think this is one of those trades where I could just kind of give it time. We're not super high up there in price for me. And I don't really want to add more to it either. I don't know if I necessarily trust it at all. My music's off. Oh, my bad, guys. Here, let me fix this. Sorry, I'm over here listening to music, and I feel like everybody else is listening, but I guess not. There we go. All right, guys. So yeah, NVIDIA still at 380s, man. I mean, it's holding some of its gains, but it dropped basically $20 a share yesterday. Not surprising. Not surprising. It hit as low as 360s yesterday too, but again, not super surprising. Tesla announced in January it plans to invest over $3.6 billion to grow its Giga Nevada factory. It plans to invest 2 new factories on the site, including a 100 gigawatt hour cell factory and its first high volume semi factory. Yeah, we'll see. Man, I'm not gonna say I told you guys about NVIDIA yesterday, but hey, I definitely told you so. Just heard of a guy who lost his entire life savings on NVIDIA shorts in the last 24 hours. He shorted into earnings and then bought puts today during cash open. Loses nearly 500,000 apparently. I mean, the right move was to not buy it up after earnings or not buy it up before earnings, because nobody should buy anything ahead of earnings. I like NVIDIA as a company. I think NVIDIA is incredibly strong, obviously. But buying up anything ahead of earnings is just a coin flip unless you're planning on holding that stock long term. That's the only maybe justifiable trading strategy with regards to earnings. But again, I'm certainly not recommending people do it. But I wonder if that would be a good strategy where you buy up earning stocks that you're confident in, only ones that you're super confident in long term. And you buy them up, and if they drop, you just kind of sit on them until they come back. And if they are green, you just kind of unload them. I don't know. The problem would be whether I have to look at the probabilities of them actually coming back. And has anybody ever seen what microwave popcorn looks like before you pop it? It's pretty gross looking, man. So are we on an AI bubble? ARK, Bitcoin, FANG stocks inflated by 250 to 1,400%. Still room for growth in AI, according to Genevieve Roche-Decter. All right, guys. All right, guys. So yeah, look at NVIDIA back up to 380.30s here. The SPY is just ripped all the way back up to 414.70, where that previous closing price is. Tesla's already green on the day. And again, we'll see if it continues, but Tesla's already pretty green on the day now. Yeah. I don't know if there's an AI bubble. I think AI is just going to be that influential over the future, is what I think. I don't know if there's a bubble, but I think AI is just going to be that influential. Average person doesn't understand that it might be important. Yeah, man. I mean, I've been telling you guys for months, dude. I had a lot of people tell me that I was wrong and all this different stuff. But like, y'all be real. Y'all know I've been pumping AI for 3 months now. I told you guys the significance of it. Again, I come from somebody that programs occasionally, and I can see the differences it's going to make in that market. And it's going to make big differences in terms of production. We're going to be able to produce more. We're going to have higher capable developers. We're going to have better apps. We're going to have quicker turnaround times with everything. And I think that is profound, man. I think that's going to change everything. Aside from the fact that when you implement AI with search engines like they have now, that is incredibly useful. Yeah, dollar cost average. Yeah, that makes sense, Pawn. And I could probably make it back on the bounce. That might not be a bad idea, honestly. Couldn't do it with options. But maybe I'll try that one day, dude. So about 59% of crypto users think advanced AI is going to impact the blockchain. Uh-oh. It's a new song. I kind of like it so far. I can't tell if I'm going to keep liking it, but hey. All right, guys, market's ramping up here, man. Hey, I'm for it. I hope it continues. Still got 20 minutes until I can actually trade anything, but whatever happened to IEP, man? Is that company still a struggle? Ooh, $18 a share, bro. I'm glad I cut that one, dude. That was one that I was in. I bought that one on the dip. Was wildly wrong. Luckily, I got out. Look, you can see my trade. See, this is if you're gonna take my dip buys, this is what you got to be able to do. You know, like this is what you got to be able to do if you're gonna take my dip buys here. You got to be able to get in this, recognize the momentum shift, and then cut it immediately, which is what I did. You can see I got in 10 shares at $39.50, recognized this thing was dumping, and then got out at 35, like 36 bucks. So only lost a couple bucks a share from this, and it ended up dropping much more. It's down to $20 right now. I hit 18s at one point, so ended up dropping like 50% more relative to where I was in it. So yeah. So if you're gonna take my dip buys, you got to be able to cut it. If you need to, you know. The market's ripping up. NVIDIA popping up. SPY over 415s. Tesla up to 185s here. Yeah, cutting losses is hard. It's hard for sure. It's one of the hardest parts of trading. In fact, it's one of the hardest parts of trading, which is that, your ability to cut losses is one of the single biggest skills you could ever have in your trading results. Or let me rephrase that. Your ability to cut losses is one of the best skills you can ever have in markets in general, because like a lot of traders can make money, they can make money, everything's going their way, everything's great. But when they face a loss, they don't have the discipline to sell, and they don't have the discipline to cover their position or unload the position. And so instead they get stubborn. Sometimes they double their size, sometimes they triple their size. And before you know it, their account's gone. When it's like, if they just had the discipline to cut their losses, they would be doing pretty solid. They would be doing pretty solid. Their results are solid. They can make money, but when it's time for them to lose money, and learning to lose money is a skill, they don't have the discipline to just cut it and let it go. And so that's something that you got to condition over and over again. Again, it's like Pavlov and the dog. You just got to condition it over and over again. And the more you do it, the more you cut your losses, the more you get used to that feeling, the easier it becomes. It's one of the hardest parts of trading, which is that, the ability to cut losses is one of the single biggest skills. Right. SPY moving up. Look at NVIDIA. Rips. Wow. Or let me rephrase that. Yeah, sorry, I'm saving that short. But yeah, look at NVIDIA. Rip back, guys, back up to 381s right now. 381s. We'll see if it continues here. I hope it does. I really do. I hope it does. Hey, what's up, Tony? Yeah, it definitely takes years for sure. People have too much pride. I believe in options. You must be patient. Oh, wait. Tony, you still in that Q option? What happened? I forgot you got an option. What was your option, though? The Q honestly did good yesterday, bro. You probably made money, dude. Weird. So the tech trended up as the market trended down. So congrats if you did, bro. Good trade. Top. Does the platform exchange you use matter when it comes to if you can trade in pre? Yeah. Some let you trade earlier. Some let you trade later. music is loud. My bad, guys. Here, let me fix this. There we go. That should be a little bit better. But yeah, Q popping up a little bit, man. Look at the SPY rip. NVIDIA up to 381.50s. Tesla popping back up too. Hut 8 mining, 4 a.m. Eastern. TOS is 7 a.m. Eastern, or 8 a.m. Eastern. Or no, yeah, TOS is 7 a.m. So I can trade on TOS in about 14 minutes. I don't know what the other platforms do. Yeah, Chris, I think it depends on what it is. I really think it depends on what it is. I think blue chips, you can hold them a little bit longer and be a little bit safer long term, as long as you have the buying power, the time to sit. I think holding blue chips is probably okay. It just depends on what stock it is. Like, I wouldn't do it with PayPal necessarily, you know, or like something like that, because I think there's chances that PayPal just never gets back up there. But stuff like Apple, Disney, Amazon, Google, Walmart, those are all pretty safe long term, despite anything that happens. You know what I mean? Dude, look at this. What is this? I'm convinced there's certain fish that act just like dogs. Oh, what happens at the Philly Braves game last night? I watched the game. I watched who was it? It was the man, who was it, dude? I did watch a couple games. Man, look at the market ripping up. Man, who did I watch? It was not. It wasn't. I was watching Phillies Braves, but I didn't finish it. It was 5-5 when I turned it off yesterday. All right, so the Braves won. The day before that, who was I watching, man? It was the Dodgers Braves. So the day before that, I watched the walk-off that the Braves did on the Dodgers by Travis d'Arnaud, doing the sacrifice, getting the guy over to third. I think it was Riley. I'm not 100% sure, though. I think Riley hit a double. Travis got him to third, but got out. And then Albies hit a pop fly to center field, I think, and then he tagged up and ran home and won the game in a walk-off. That's what I watched. If anybody knows the game, I'm pretty sure that was Dodgers Braves. Watched it on Wednesday. Yeah, Dodgers might have won the series, but the last game I watched, the Braves walked it off. Yeah. I mean, TLRY is doing a offering. Yeah, Q's moving a lot. Hey, what's up, Daily Grind? Tony said, yeah, you could have held longer. It's all good, dude. It happens, man. At one point, I almost sold it when it went from 3 to 2K, but held it back up to 3K. Still missed out on 700. Yeah, all good. Nice, Francis. Congrats. Dodgers won the series. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole series. I just watched it. I do love the new pitching rules, though, man. The new pitching rules are great. That's kind of what baseball needs, man. I know the pitchers freaking hate it because the pitchers like to kind of get in their zone and breathe and slow their breathing down and then do whatever they need to do. And this doesn't let them do it. Now, there's still some leeway because batters kind of want to take a break as well. So a lot of the time the pitchers will get a break. But I love the new rule. It speeds up the game and it definitely increases offense. That with the new shift rules and all that stuff, it's definitely, I think it's good for the game. It changes the game, though. It really does. You know, the pitching clock certainly changes the game. There's going to be a lot less perfect games now, for sure. There's going to be a lot less. And that's okay because they were happening a little bit too often now at this point. You know, but they are allowing pitchers to use the sticky stuff a little bit more this year than they did last year, the year before, too. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they just make it faster, Todd, for sure, bro. They make it faster. The Q is getting ready to test those highs, man. The high on the Q from the last couple of days is 341. The SPY's up there. Look at Tesla pop here. And NVIDIA, man, I think a lot of people are watching NVIDIA now because NVIDIA is just up a lot. You know, so like NVIDIA is the crazy stock right now and all this stuff. AMD though, yeah, I mean all chips are ripping up. I'll be interested in seeing if viewership goes up or not with games. It's got to go up some. I mean, baseball is hard to watch all of them anyway. Like I certainly don't even try to keep track of all of them. I usually just either if it's a team I'm really interested in or I hear about something crazy, I'll watch the replays and then I'll just kind of track the rankings over the season. Baseball is just, you know, it's you know, with hundreds of games to watch. With over 100 games for your team alone during a season, and with the games being so long, man, it's basically a job to watch baseball. Jaspreet Singh says the days of saving your wealth or saving your way to wealth are gone. Don't listen to the older generation. Buy assets, dodge liabilities, and stack cash flow. Honestly, I agree with them, man. I truly do agree with this because I think the problem a lot of people face is that they stack cash hoping to, retire. But, like, your cash doesn't appreciate over time very much. And so, you know, what a lot of people do is like a lot of people save for retirement. And then by the time they retire, it's worth noticeably less, you know, and I think that's a problem, man. I think that's something that a lot of people get wrong. You know, like I don't want to save and work and bust my butt away so I can live good when I'm 65. Nobody should. I mean, what who knows if you're even going to be here at that point in time, you know, like I don't want to bust my butt away and do all that crap and not be well off when I'm young, you know? And so I think it depends. I think when you're young, you got to take risk. I think risks are important when you're young. If you don't make risks when you're young, you're not going to do well when you're older. And so I think you gotta take risks when you're young. When that's the time to take risks. You know, you're resilient when you're young. You can more emotionally handle it, I think, and get a little bit better work and do a little bit better work and have better work ethic when you're young. But you got to take risks, you know. Now you can take calculated risk. You can diversify. You can buy the S&P or the Dow or whatever you want to do, broad market ETF, whatever it is. You can sit on that and let that appreciate over time. But you know, just stacking cash away until you're 65 and you know, working extremely hard all your life and then just kind of relaxing at 65. I'd rather live well when I'm 35 or 40, you know. And I know that's easier said than done, but I think that should be the goal. You know, I think it's all twisted where people are like, yeah, guys, if you spend $1,000 of your income every month when you're 65, you'll have, you know, $1 million. It's like, okay, great. When I'm 65, who cares? You know, no offense if you're older. Look, I appreciate you guys. But I think the goal is to live good now, you know, and to live good now, you got to take risk. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, new rules gonna make the game much better. Pawn, we still gotta get our rematch in MLB The Show, bro. So Pawn and I played one game of MLB The Show together. I'm telling you, Pawn, you don't want to play me in UFC 4, bro. You really don't want to play me in UFC 4, dude. Like, bro, I showed my son the amount of anger, hate messages I get from like kids in UFC 4 from just beating them at the game, bro. Like beating them at ranked. They freaking hate me, dude. Like if you look back at my hate, like it's surprising, like the message content that you'll see. I didn't show my son the actual messages. I showed my daughter, and my daughter laughed for like a minute when she read all of them. But they freaking hate me, bro. Like they're mad, you know. Because on UFC 4, I really have been in like the top 10 before. I didn't stay very long because you kind of got to keep playing, and I don't really have time to keep playing. But yeah. But yeah, Pawn and I played one game of MLB The Show, and I had Juan Soto, and first at bat, first pitch, I did a walk-off, or not a walk-off, I'm sorry. I did a no doubt home run, and Pawn got nervous, and then I didn't score for the rest of the game, and he hit a couple homers on me, you know, just destroyed me. Totally agree, live well now, 100%. Right, exactly, Ashley, 100%. The goal is to live good now, and if you want to live good now, you got to take risks, I should say, because it's absolutely true. Because to be honest, to be in a good position now, you have to take risks. I mean, unless that is, life is a risk, right? But if, especially if you haven't gone to college, you haven't gotten like a master's degree or whatever that is, and I don't think that's good for a lot of people. I think it can be good, but I think it really depends on the major. You know, like I don't think a journalism degree is going to get people very far. You know, some and business degrees can be valuable, but again, even there, like the amount of debt they put you in sometimes is not even worth it. You know, so yeah. Well, to be fair, Pawn had a better team than me. He had a much better team. I'm not going to say much better. He had a better team than me for sure. And there's also variance that comes with baseball because the baseball game, it's one of the most frustrating things in the world where the baseball game, like they certainly add variance, you know, like I'll have like 7 or 8 hits and the person will have no hits and they'll get a home run and I will lose a game, you know, after a certain amount of wins, they'll force you to lose basically. I'm not saying Pawn was that. Pawn is genuinely good at that game, you know. When we played, we're probably pretty close to even. He might be a little bit better, but I'm sure he's a little bit better than me now. I haven't been playing as much anymore. I got the new one. The new one came out, and it's fun, but I haven't been able to play it that much. Yeah, for sure. Why is lower core PCE better? Because this is inflation data. Lazy in this situation, they're wrong. Again, higher is worse, lower is better. This is prices, right? So in an inflation-fearing market like we're in now, higher is certainly worse. You know, now we don't know the reaction. The market can react any way it wants to. It's never a sure thing or a given that we're going to react one specific way. If it was that easy, people would just wait for the data to come out and then they would short it if it was high and long if they were low, and it would be really easy to make money in the market. And you guys know it's not easy to make money in any market. And so with that in mind, you know, it varies. It's never a given. You can't just say, hey, it came in really high, I'm going to short, or hey, it came in really low, I'm going to go long. It's just not that easy. It's not that easy. You know, there's variance. Just like baseball, there's variance and the reactions to this. But generally, higher is worse, lower is better because it's inflation data. It's personal consumption expenditure, so it's inflationary data. But again, anything could happen here. All right, so we are starting to get a little pop up in markets. Yeah, we're starting to get a little bounce. The main one here, guys, is the month over month, the 0.3% expectation. That's the main one. We also have core durable goods that are expected to come in at 0%. Last time they showed up at 0.3%. Dude, man, Canes makes my stomach hurt, man. I love Canes. I'm from Baton Rouge, which is, if you don't understand, Baton Rouge, Louisiana is where Canes started. Canes founder. In fact, I know somebody that lives right down the street from the Canes guy, from the dude that founded Canes, the Canes CEO and founder. He's got a huge house. He's got a huge tree house that you could see from the street. And I've been over there before, actually, but I'm not going to be too specific, but it's a really cool house. Really cool house. He's got like a huge tree house in his yard. He was on Treehouse Masters, the TV show. So he bought like a $500,000 tree house or something crazy. But yeah. Kane sucks, dude. Canes is good. It just makes me nauseous. Something about it makes me nauseous. I don't know what it is. Qs have been doing pretty well here. Debt ceiling more than inflation. John, do you believe in this AI hype? I believe in AI. I don't know what the market's going to do here with it. I don't know if it's extended. I don't know if we're in a bubble situation right now. I think it's possible, but I think AI's, regardless of anything, AI is going to be influential in the future. Yeah, but they're good because they're better than other places. Like I've had Zaxby's, like I've had Popeyes is still probably better than Cane's. Cane's is the best boneless chicken though. Like that's where they're the best. They're the best boneless chicken. Dude, the new Barbie movie looks absolutely crazy. It looks like an acid trip. All right, guys. All right, guys. So look at NVIDIA rip up. It's at 382. SPY at 415s. Tesla at 185.70s. Disney popping back up's up too. I'm looking on. I'm just kind of scrolling news, guys. I'm just kind of scrolling news, team. Most people are conditioned to think university and working 60 plus hours a week in career someone else established is the only way to attract wealth when so many billionaires, millionaires are self-made. 100%. I mean, that's just the reality of it, right? I think the problem that people have to understand is like, work smarter, not harder here, man. Like, I don't know how many people that are doing manual labor try to shame people who are not. You know what I mean? But like, no offense to anybody doing manual labor. I appreciate that work. I really do. I truly do appreciate the people who grind and do that stuff. Again, I truly do. But you can't hate on the people that aren't doing it. You know what I mean? Again, work smarter, not harder here. You know. Right. Palantir going to the green today. Yeah, I'm watching it, man. Look at the market rip, though, man. Market's very green right now. And again, it's all based off of extension. I hope you guys can see this, right? I hope you guys see, like, a lot of people yesterday after the NVIDIA dump where I straight up called it at the opening bell. I said, hey, NVIDIA is probably going to sell off here. I told people, I said, hey, NVIDIA is probably going to sell off, and it did exactly that. But I had a lot of people say, hey, man, I'm starting to see, like, what you mean with extension, like why you play extension, because you can have super good trades based off of extension, like NVIDIA yesterday at the open. Again, I made many comments talking about how NVIDIA would probably drop at the open. I even made a Twitter post about it saying, hey, NVIDIA call options are going to be unloading at the opening bell. And so extension's powerful. You know, the market goes like this, man. This is the one thing that can help people, I think, in markets, is that you got to understand, like, markets go like this. And so what does that mean, right? Like, what does that mean when I say markets go like that? That means that, like, if you wait for a couple big red days, likelihood is you can catch a nice little bounce spot. You wait for a couple green days, likely is you can catch a nice little pullback spot. You wait for a couple red days, likely is you can buy in and ride the bounce. You wait for a couple, you know, really strong green days, likely is you can catch a rejection, so forth and so on. And that's what I do. That's my trading strategy. It works really well. You know, I tend to bet on blue chips going up long term because no matter what happens short term, I can generally be okay. But yeah, extension's real. Yeah, for sure. Cooler. Yeah, y'all have a good weekend. Yeah, for sure. I agree. It's for young people, 100%. Um, and again, there's some good jobs, man. I think if I have any advice for people, it's just do what you're passionate about, man. Figure out what you like doing and monetize that. You know, especially now, man, it's more easier than ever to start your own business, dude. Like with social media and video recording, like you can start communities or whatever it is based around any of your interests, you know, and just do well that way. And I think that's a really good move to do. Nah, I don't want to go on a cruise. People couldn't pay me to go on a cruise right now. Yeah, for sure, pawn. I shorted. I made some money yesterday shorting that. I was red on the day prior to it, and I ended up getting out green yesterday somehow. Somehow yesterday I made $100 or so. So yeah, but at least entry level Joseph is that like you can learn from the older workers, you know. But the goal, I think, is when you get older, you can still be in that work, but you need to be like a supervisor or something like that. And I know that's not feasible for everybody. And I'm not really judging anybody. Like, live your life, do what you do. I'm not mad, you know. Do whatever makes you happy. Some people are just genuinely happy, just keeping their life easy, and I get it. I really do. Um, Being involved in social media means dealing with toxic trolls who hate. No time for that. Yeah, but I mean, you got to be resilient. Most of the time, the people that are acting like that are like really like they're really kind of like borderline obsessed with you. Like they'll justify it and say, "Oh, well, I'm doing it because of this, or I'm doing it because of that." Like the truth is, like people that do that are truly like just kind of obsessed with you, you know, in a really unhealthy way. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I've ever done that ever, where I've gone to somebody else's room with fake accounts and just tried to mess with them. You know, it's just not healthy to do. You know what I mean? I think jealousy is a strong thing, you know, and they'll justify it in other ways, but I think that's what it is, you know. Uh, the guy who lost all his money shorting NVDA prior to earnings, he doesn't know what he's doing. All big caps. Yeah, I mean, again, he made a couple mistakes. The first one is that he took huge positions ahead of earnings. Like that's really a coin flip. It's a gamble. It's not like you might get lucky one time, you might get, you know, unlucky one time, but it's just a gamble. It's a 50-50 like coin flip. There's not really any edge doing that. In the long term, it's just a way to gamble in the stock market, you know. That was his first mistake, is taking huge positions ahead of earnings. Like you could ride earnings up or down without gambling on them. You know, like you can react to earnings without necessarily gambling on them. But taking huge positions and results that you don't know if they're going to be good, bad, or sideways, unless you got insider information, which I certainly don't. Toxic people can be blocked 100%, man. Yeah, we had those trolls. Again, I had this one guest on my show, and very suspiciously, when that guest started coming on the show, I would start getting trolls and like just trolls basically saying, "This person's great, John, you suck." And I had never seen the guest before. They'd all show up at the one same time of the day. They'd all use the same grammar. They all had the same grammar errors and mistakes and patterns. And so it was one person doing it. And whoever sent them, again, I don't know if they're really just naive to the internet, which it seems like they are, but it was incredibly obvious. And so once I learned how to block that word specifically, they disappeared, you know. But I learned how to block it. So they could try to say it now, but now that they can't say the one name, they just kind of give up. It's very strange. What a marvelous day. Hey, Gia. Market's gapping up a little bit too, man. I mean, look, it's up to Tesla. Tesla up to 186 is here. I don't know if it's going to continue going. You're still talking about this? I'm just kind of talking with the chat. We got on the subject of haters. And so that's my latest hater experience. And so it's not like I'm crying about it. I'm just over here just kind of talking to the chat, engaging with the chat, if you will. Palantir is moving up though, guys. And I know, like I saw Money Mitch with Benzinga buy the dip here. Looks like he's probably doing pretty well now. This thing is up to 13, 14s here, man. Again, the question is, like, whenever you have a stock that's moving this much, it starts to really get notoriety, and the likelihood that it can keep moving up gets more and more and more. Oh, I think a large majority of them are not, Mike. What's your opinion of YouTube traders? I think most of them are being sleazy, selling courses on publicly available content. Good morning, John. You're an absolute legend. Your insight into traders likely to be taking call profits at the open yesterday made me 600 in less than a minute. Thanks, dude. Hey, congrats, Sam. I was a terrible guest. Everybody always asking me technical questions. I'm like, I trade options on feelings. Yeah, all good, dude. Where's that at, Tony? Palantir to 20 soon. Yeah, Palantir's just flying up, man. Kind of crazy. NVIDIA's still up to 382s here. So NVIDIA's still ramping up too. I don't know. I'm not in anything yet, you know. Then again, I would say 90% of YouTube trading streams are straight up grift something who don't know ish and deserve the trolling. It depends on who it is. I don't think anybody really deserves trolling. I think, you can call people out. But if you find yourself creating fake accounts or fake names and doing weird stuff, I think you should really kind of take a step back and evaluate like what you're doing in life, because I think it's more telling of the troll than it is of the person. Now, I disagree with a lot of YouTube streams. I think most of them are being sleazy, selling traders a dream, acting like trading's easy, and then selling them a course that's knowing content they could probably find out there on the internet already for free. But they're selling courses for thousands of dollars and doing all this other stuff and nonsense. Like, I agree with that. I think that's terrible. But I think, like, if you start to create fake accounts, you're kind of like, it's harassment to a certain extent. You know what I mean? And I view it just as that. But again, I have a unique perspective as a streamer on YouTube. So like for me, I'm gonna be a little bit more critical of it because I have to deal with it a lot. But I get it. AMD the only competition? I don't think they're shilling Palantir, Stan. So I don't think they're shilling. I don't think Mitch is shilling. I think Mitch just bought the Palantir dip, he said, and made money. Like, you could like a stock without shilling for it, Like, he's not shilling it, I don't think. Mitch is pretty good with that. I think you could like a stock without shilling for it. We all like stocks. I like stocks. I'm in stocks. I think you can like them without necessarily shilling for it. Some people like stocks, some people don't. I remember AIM. I can't remember my username on AIM, but lost $30 in the last 30 minutes. I'm sorry to hear that, Amir. But yeah, Palantir ripping up. We got a little pullback on the SPY. We'll see if it actually holds. I like socks. Socks are mysterious. They really are. Socks, just mysterious, man. Majestic sometimes. They disappear. You can't find them. You find them again. You find one, the other one disappears for whatever reason. You might have like 30 pairs, but like you can't have a matching pair, or you can't have a matching set, because like if you have a pair, one of them is always going to disappear somewhere and you'll never see it again. Majestic. Yeah, but were they right, those Stans? Again, still ripping up. It's at 13.18s now. I think Palantir is just hot right now. I think a lot of people are watching it. Bro, Twitter is sometimes just a ridiculous place, man. Again, Palantir rip it up a little bit. It's at 13.20. Speaking of Palantir, just broke highs here. Again, I haven't bought this. I'm just kind of watching it right now. It is Friday, guys. It's Friday. It's the end of a very busy, fun week right now. We do have I'm gonna put a timer up. We do have some stuff coming out today, so I am gonna put a timer up. Let's get this done. We got about an hour and an hour and 10 minutes here. Guys, let me see a good spot to put this. Again, we also have durable good orders. I'm gonna stick this thing right here. It's a pretty good spot for it. Again, SPY bounced right there. I was really thinking about buying that dip, but I just kind of stopped myself from it. Do you golf? No. Boosie, bro. I grew up on Lil Boosie, man. Lil Boosie was like my hometown rapper. I've been listening to Lil Boosie since I was like 12. Yeah, I know Lil Boosie's really old songs. I mean, he never really got that famous, but like, you know, Lil Boosie and Webby are kind of like my childhood rappers that I used to listen to. I'm from Baton Rouge, so everybody in my hometown listens to them. When do you usually do your crypto channel? We do it a couple times a week most of the time. Yeah, I've met him before. I met him at the Mall of Cortana one time. It's a long story that I can't really get into. It's not really a very flattering story in terms of like what I was doing at Cortana, but like it's a funny story that I tell my friends. But y'all can't hear it because I would get probably some heat for telling you guys. But I met him and he was cool. He was actually nice, you know. I met him and Webby. It's when they drive that yellow. It was the yellow Charger or Challenger. It had the yellow rims. It was bright yellow. What do you think about Disney now? I mean, I'm just kind of sitting in Disney. It's at about 88.50, almost 89s. So I'm just kind of sitting in it. My average is in the 90s, you know. So I don't know if I want to tell anybody. My friends know it, but it's a story I can only tell my friends. I can't really say it on the internet. It's a long story of when I was young and dumb and doing stuff I shouldn't have been doing, you know. Anyways, NVIDIA popping up a little bit. It's at 382s right now, 382s. The SPY at 415.40s. Cain and Abel, dude. It's been so long, bro. What was their song? Cain and Abel, dude. I remember them. Shake It Like a Dog was one. I was trying to remember what songs I knew them from, man. I remember all these songs. I remember I had this CD in my car. Time after time. Palantir breaking highs again, up to 1370s, 1320s right here, 1320s. Yeah, no limit. I had that old Master P. I did meet Master P once too. Very long story, but I could probably tell that story. I've told it before here, honestly, when I met Master P. But it's a funny story. Yeah. A reasonable suggestion, but not overly practical. We're still talking stocks. What's your take on the market today? Your opinion matters. Yeah. Yes, Al. Again, NVIDIA up to 382s. Palantir at 1320s. Yeah, I met Master P. What I did was, okay, so it was I was like 11, I think, right? And I was with my friend Nick at the time, and he had a friend that went to my school that like lived in the Baton Rouge Country Club. And so we wanted to go trick or treat at her house because that's where all the good candy was. Because like our neighborhood didn't really give out candy like that, and it was kind of sketch to do it in our neighborhood. So we wanted to go to the Baton Rouge Country Club to trick or treat because we wanted good candy, and we wanted to get candy, and we weren't really getting it in our neighborhood. Anyways, we go to this girl's house, and you know, we started knocking on doors, and we knew it was Master P's house. So we like targeted the house. We were like, this is Master P's house. We're gonna go trick or treat at Master P's house. And so we go there, and we knock on the door, and Master P answers the door, and he's like, "Hey, what are y'all doing?" And we're like, "Trick or treat." And he was just not ready for trick or treaters. He was having like a party. They were like partying there and like doing all this different stuff. Uh, and they had like girls over and stuff. It was funny. But he didn't have any candy. He didn't have any candy. But he was actually pretty cool. He was nice enough to go like grab us some shirts or something like that. This was a long time ago. So he like grabbed us some shirts and he gave us like some shirts and I think some old CDs or something. And like we thanked him and left. But he was cool. He was nice. You know, he could have just sent us away, but he tried to find something for us. Spy just broke highs. It's at 415.60s. But yeah, Spy is at 415.60s. Palantir at 1320s. Yeah, he was cool. He was nice. He could have just like said nah and sent us off, but he actually gave us some stuff. So like, yeah, I can respect Master P for that. Yeah, Palantir pulling back a little bit now. The Spy just broke highs at pre-market though. It's up to 415.70 right now. 415.70. We got NVDA pumping up to 382s right now. 382s for NVIDIA here. So all right, guys, we're starting to rip up with a Spy here. NVIDIA bouncing back up. Palantir pulling back a little bit now. It's at 13s. So 13s here. Trying to make moves. Hey, what's up? Yeah, it's funny. You know, it was a fun time. Being a kid's fun, man. Yeah, I want to say that's a Dave Chappelle movie, CT, but I'm not 100% sure, man. I feel like I've seen it before. But I know he definitely gave us some shirts. I don't know. I think he gave us CDs, but I can't remember. It's been 20 years, man, since that happened, you know? And Master P has since definitely moved out of the Baton Rouge Country Club. All right, so the FDA approved Neuralink to launch its first in-human clinical study. All right, guys, Spy at 415.50s here. Palantir at 13.15s. All right, guys. SPY up to 415s, almost 416s. Palantir still dipping down a little bit. Disney moving up a little bit today. Watching some other stuff too, but yeah. John, can you please tell me a good silver stock? I don't invest in silver, brother. I really yeah, I know Master P is doing well. People hate on him, but that man's an entrepreneur, man. I can't hate on Master P, you know. You think it's wise to see what the inflation data does before placing trades? I trade a lot of E-mini options. I mean, it's whatever you want to do. I think it depends on how long you're planning on holding it. Like sometimes I'll scalp some stuff ahead of this report, but it's still not really the biggest edge because a lot of times we get sideways choppy action leading up to it. But today we're not really. So there might be some trades, but you gotta go into trades if you do take them with the understanding that you'll have to cut it ahead of this report. Now, one thing you could do is if you're really green leading into the report, maybe you could kind of like build up a cushion in a position and then be pretty green leading into the report and then, you know, have the chance to ride the PCE numbers that way. But I think that's still pretty risky. So just be careful if you do try to attempt that, you know. Does it really cost $40K a year to stay there? I think PayPal will go a little bit more down. From Lil Romeo? I thought Lil Romeo and Master P weren't cool anymore, from my understanding. I remember Lil Romeo. Wait, was Lil Romeo the one that like his mom basically like trashed Master P and like he ended up growing up disliking Master P or something? Like is that the relationship I'm thinking of? I might be wrong with that, but I know it was one of the 90s rappers that had that happen. Again, Palantir still dipping down. We're right at the volume weighted average price right now. We're at 1306. Yeah, it might be Big Daddy with Adam Sandler. Yeah, it is Big Daddy. But where you're referencing it, Big Daddy, is when the guy goes to trick or treat. The dude says, "Get out of here! I don't have anything," and basically tries to like turn him away. And then Adam Sandler goes inside and like beats him up, and then forces him to give him like a CD or something like that. That's the story I remember. Big Daddy. From Baton Rouge, now live in Atlanta. Miss all the LA festivals, jambalaya, crawfish. Attended Woodlawn High School. Hey, nice, man. I know a lot of people from Woodlawn. Or that went to Woodlawn. Don Seafood, you know, or Sammy's crawfish. They're always good on Highland or wherever, you know. But yeah, I grew up in Jefferson Terrace. Now Romeo felt his dad owed him money. Okay, yeah, I knew there was something like that, but let's do a poll. Yeah, we should do a poll. What do you guys? All right, we'll do one. Does PCE data? The market. We're gonna do correct positively or negatively to today's so here's the poll. Does the market react positively or negatively to today's PCE data? Again, we're also going to do another poll. We're gonna do a poll on Twitter. So we got a Twitter poll going live. Does today's PCE data come in higher or lower than expected here? If you want to vote on that poll, we got that poll going live on Twitter right now if you want to be a part of that. Yeah, I had some friends that went to Parkview too. What about Scuba Steve, though? Again, market's still at the top of the range. Palantir pulling back. Look at NVIDIA break highs of pre-market, though. So NVIDIA up to 382.20s here, 382.20s. Again, NVIDIA up to 382.20s here. Palantir at 13s. That's way back. You're making me feel old. Hey, we're all old here, sir. It'll be 0.5%. Hey, what do you guys think the number's going to come in as here, team? Again, I don't know. Still got about an hour before this release comes out. We did a poll on Twitter. So far on that Twitter poll, 50% think higher, 50% think lower. No neutral votes yet. On our YouTube poll here, about 50-50 split down the middle. You can kind of see the sentiment change here. So we posted this about 2 minutes ago. We got about 70 votes already. 53% are bad reaction, 47% are good reaction here. 0.25%. Well, expectations are 0.3%. And so they're going to go, they're not going to be, all right, guys. So SPY pulling back, man. NVIDIA dragging the market up a little bit right now, though. So NVIDIA popping up to 382.60s at 382.50s right now. Let's see if it can break over 383s. So higher means higher inflation. So higher means higher inflation, guys. So that's the thing to think about. %, think good reaction, 52% think bad reaction. Again, we So this guy Shamar Anglin deleted his account. As a scammer. What happened with that? Does anybody know? All right, guys. So NVIDIA up to 383s right now, still moving up big. What did McCarthy? Is that a double top in the S&P? I don't know. I remember the old Adam Sandler comedy albums. We still listen to the Dane Cook ones too. Like my family still has the Dane Cook ones. We'll see if Palantir bounces at the volume weighted average price. It's right around $13. Do you think knowing how to profitably short stocks is key of being a successful trader? Not necessarily. I mean, I think you can. I think in order to know how to go long, you should at least understand when to go short. And I think learning both sides, both long and short positions, helped me be a better trader. I think if you're day trading, certainly. So if you're day trading, you certainly need to know how to do both, right? But I think if you're just, if you're day trading, you certainly need to learn how to do both. I think if you're just swing trading or whatever, or investing, I don't think you necessarily need to know how to short, but I think you should understand extension on both sides. I think kind of greed gets in people's head and they just kind of keep trading. So look at NVIDIA ripping all the way up to 383 now, guys, 383s. I think greed gets in people's head, and so they just want to kind of keep buying up stuff, hoping it'll go up forever, and it rarely does. And so I think understanding extension is key, but I don't think you necessarily have to know how to short. What time is PCE? It might say it in the title. It might be a timer right here. Could say it right there. It's at 8:30 market time. Again, let's see if Palantir bounces up. Do you have an extra 800 lying around? I mean, yeah. Oh, I see how I can fix it. Thank you, Nightbot. Man. Yeah. Again, so NVIDIA still ripping up. It's at 383.15s, 383s. Palantir at 13s here. SPY at 415.50s. Hey, what's up, AJ? Chris Farley's my favorite song by Adam Sandler. Honestly, rest in peace to Chris Farley, man. I've been watching a lot of documentaries about him. The dude was cool, man. I feel bad. I remember when he passed away. I used to love some of his movies, man. Yeah, all good, Stefan. I'm just kind of messing with you, bro. I got to troll anybody that asks me what time it is just because we have so much. We have so many examples of it, you know. And again, NVIDIA up to 383s here. 383s. Let's see if it actually holds here. SPY pull it back. Part of me wants to buy the dip, but I think I'm just going to chill and wait, you know. Yeah, I remember that song, Chris. It was good, dude. It was my old school song. Chris Farley. I regret talking about shorts now that NVIDIA's dipping. I mean, I called the NVIDIA dip. I told people, I mean, what would happen. I even made a little bit of money on the E-mini. But PCE comes in hot, that raises the chances we see another rate hike 100%, especially with the market doing okay over the last like 6 months, man. The market's been flying up the last 6 months, so it makes perfect sense that like if PCE comes in light, the market might be more willing to pause. If PCE comes in high, the market's the Fed might be more willing to raise rates, and we can look at what the actual probabilities of a rate hike actually are. So again, if we look at this, the probabilities currently are actually still going up for rate hike decision here. So again, we're still about 60-40, 60%, about 63% think we're going to pause, and then about 40%, about 37% think we're going to raise rates. I think it's really going to be dependent on what happens for this report. I think if this report comes in high, it's much more likely that we're going to raise rates. Yeah, the amount of jealousy that you have to like harass somebody with bots, it's just crazy. It's weird. It's not typical. Again, like whoever's doing it really doesn't understand my live stream. You know, like we've had tons of different guests for years. It's not like he was the first guest. It's not like he was on the stream. He was on 2 streams, man. You know, just odd. And again, the bots are just gonna make me not bring anybody back, especially him now. You know, no offense to him, but you know, if y'all think I'm gonna, you know, again, do what you do, but should I save my money for, you know, like Chloe? I don't know, man. Do what you do, man. I don't know what you should do there. So the CME tool was 50-50 an hour ago. It's gotten better over the last couple of days. Not better. So the likelihood that we're going to raise rates, but what the Fed even said in the minutes report was that they're still unknown. They still don't know. It's still kind of a coin flip in nature. So it's still kind of like they don't know, you know. So they don't know what we're going to do. Again, I think PCE today is important. I think next week we got some economic data too with, I think we have unemployment next week, if I remember correctly. Let me check to be sure. I know I know. Oh, we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment next Friday. We have non-farm payroll change Wednesday. Thursday, we got jobless claims. So next week, we got some stuff too. And those will all influence stuff as well. Payroll numbers are going to be relevant for what the market does. I also need to watch the debt ceiling talks. Series of C3 AI yesterday. Yeah, I mean, what's the symbol for that? I've seen it before. Oh, it's AI. Yeah, I mean, this is one that really did well though. But like, I guess the question here is like, what does C3 really do? You know, like, how are they going to benefit? Because we already have two big leaders, and it's unlikely that any of the other ones are going to end up competing well with the ones that are at now. So in that regard, like, what does C3 actually do in this situation then? You know? Yeah, I feel bad for the AMC traders too. I tried to tell them, nobody listened, man. They just kind of get emotional about it, and it's fine. I won't stay on it too much, that topic, but I feel for them. I really do. You know, they got talked into sitting on a depreciating asset, somebody promised them the world, and then it just never happened. You know, it's been years. You know, at what point do they give up? It's been 3 years. That community's kind of slowly losing steam as well, though. So like, people are starting to believe in it less and less and less as time goes on, you know. AI is a bubble, maybe. It might be. Do current sales impact PCE? I mean, it's personal consumption. So just to put this into perspective, so core PCE measures the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers for the purpose of consumption, excluding food and energy. So this doesn't have food and energy. Anytime you hear core, it excludes food and energy. Unlike the fixed weight CPI, PCE is chain weighted and thus adjusts to changing consumer behavior. Core PCE is the Fed's preferred inflation measure and thus receives greater attention. So yeah, PCE is important, guys. PCE is important. The SPY just cracked over pre-market high again. It's almost up to 416s. Palantir is up there as well. Who bought calls at close yesterday? Hey, nice, Damien. Congrats, dude. If you did, that's great. That's great, bro. Price for NVDA or C3. Oof. NVIDIA, the question is, does it continue on this crazy parabolic infamous run that it's on? This thing is on a huge tear, man. And again, even with the pullbacks yesterday, this thing is still flying up. Ugh. Held Tesla, love the risk. I think long-term Tesla's probably okay. I think the Cybertruck's coming out sometime this year, according to Musk. Now, maybe it's not this year, it might be next year, but regardless, there's so much hype on it that I think it's going to break records. My guess is core PC and PC will come in the same 0.2. If it comes in at 0.2, I think the market will probably move up because it is inflation metric, but who knows, man? I think anything could ultimately happen here. Q back tested its breakout and bounced off of it. Yeah, it did really well. Did really nicely. C3. Yeah, I mean, C3's right. There's Palantir right at the VWAP level here. I think that's the interesting spot. All right, guys, we are at 382.60s here. SPY, pull it back. It's at 415.50s. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Yarp? Friends, any latest update on the debt ceiling? I don't know, man. Today's an interesting day because I think Monday is going to be the day to really watch it. June 1st is on Thursday, which is kind of the deadline they've given. What is it, the beginning of a 1999 style bubble straight up for 1 year? I hope so. I mean, I hope it's not the bubble, but I think it could either way. All right, guys, NVIDIA down at 382.30s here. SPY at 415.60s. Palantir at 1305s. Well, I don't. I think the real deadline's a little bit later than that, but I think that the market's not going to like it in terms of sentiment. I heard the 2-year no spending rule potential thing, if that's what you're referencing. Again, Palantir under the VWAP. NVIDIA pulling back a little bit. Tesla still pulling back some too. They have to come to an agreement today for it to settle by the 1st. Remember, 72-hour period. Yeah. But today will be big and interesting. Hopefully they get it done. What's up, Manny? Again, AI still moving up a little bit. Palantir dipping down. NVIDIA still right at 382 or 382. So it's pulling back right to that same level here. We can look at like Tesla. Palantir dipping down a little bit. Here's Tesla. Still moving up some this morning, but pulling back to the VWAP. Everything's kind of pulling back to the volume weighted price now, you know. Do you expect an agreement today? And what will reaction? If the deal happens, the market will probably go up, of course. I don't know what's going to happen if it doesn't, to be honest. I really don't know what's going to happen if it doesn't. We'll see. Again, guys, we got 30 minutes before PCE data comes out. 30 minutes here, guys. Again, we'll see if we get anything good, but 30 minutes before data comes out. All right, NVDA at 382.30s here, SPY at 415s, Tesla at 185.60s. How many people are short on the stream? I don't know. Again, we can look at the poll numbers to gauge it. 60% think we're gonna have a positive reaction to it. 30% or 40% think we're gonna have a neutral reaction to it. Again, we also did a Twitter poll. And again, you can vote on that Twitter poll right here. Give me a follow on Twitter. We post market data quickly, just like we report it here. We post market data fast on Twitter. And so if you haven't already, give your boy a follow. Vote on our poll. There's the poll. You can give me a follow while you vote on that poll. It's right there. We appreciate the love. But as always, we're always going to keep everything right here on YouTube. We don't sell a course. We don't sell a service. We don't claim to be experts. We don't act like gurus. We don't charge for content. There's no paywalls behind our content. Everything we do is free. I don't even claim to be a good trader. And so, hey, if you want a place where we're just being reasonable over here, that's the best way. The top 3 most reasonable traders ever in the world right now. Hit the subscribe button. You know you want to do it now. My prediction is market rally on hard data, on data to drop hard at the open, and crazy recovery midday to close to neutral. Maybe. Possible. Sounds like the market lately. Yeah, Damien says sounds about right. It does sound like the market lately. What will come first, the recession or Grand Theft Auto 6? At this point, probably the recession. Who knows when GTA 6 is coming out? Honestly, I love Rockstar games, but bro, if they take so long, it takes so long, you know. Hey, what's up, Beach? All right, guys, we have 27 minutes here until the data comes out, about 27 minutes. Yeah, guys, what I'm really curious about is how AI is going to progress past what it is now. You know, I think AI is really interesting right now. But I think over time, you know, the reason AI is getting so much hype, and I think this is something that people have to understand, is that right now AI might be one way. But to be honest, in the next 5 years, AI is going to progress drastically faster than it is now. It's going to progress to crazy things and crazy unheard of concepts, businesses, capabilities. And I think that is what the AI hype is about. Now, I think NVIDIA is up a lot. A lot of people are referencing the PE ratio of NVIDIA, and I agree for sure. I understand, guys. I understand, you know. But it's something that you got to just be careful. You know, you got to just be careful. Understand, guys. Remember, you know, everything for me in my own personal trading strategy is based around extension. You know, so it's all based around extension, and that's something to watch for sure. All right, guys. So again, NVIDIA just cracked under the VWAP here. John, where you see AI in 5 years? I think AI is going to get to a point where it can automatically edit full videos for you. And I know they already have stuff like that now, but I think that's going to progress drastically over time to make editing basically seamless to where I don't have to do it anymore, which I'm truly excited about. I think programming AI is going to be one of their forefronts of like building right now. I think they're building on AI to where you're going to have different dedicated program-based AI systems, dedicated programming language-based AI systems where there's going to be a Python AI that will basically write whatever I want it to write in Python. There's going to be a JavaScript AI, C++ AI, Rust AI. Any programming language you can think of, they're going to have a dedicated AI system for it to where you can produce high quality programming, applications, code, algorithms very, very quickly. And we're kind of at that now, but it's going to get way better. Right now, they're still a little rough for programmers. I think that's going to happen. I think trading AI is going to take over completely in the next 5 years to where you're going to have highly profitable AI programs and systems. I think there's just going to be a lot of stuff. I think it might fundamentally change the markets in general. It's not going to be all the coders. There's going to be like code overseers. You know what I mean? Like there's still going to be a lot of different stuff. John, why are you not working as a software developer? Because this channel makes me far more than I would being that. Far more. And much better quality of life doing what I'm doing. I get to stop work by like 9:30, 10 a.m. most of the time. So, I mean, hey. Again, the SPY at 415.50s. I think AI is a great career path right now. You are generally live stream while you need to edit. Yeah, I don't really edit. I hate editing. I'm not a bad editor either. If you watch some of my VWAP videos, some of my back testing videos, like I don't know if you guys understand this because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have posted the first back testing video I posted was like 4 years ago. It was before anybody else had ever posted a back testing video. Okay. I want you guys to really understand this about my channel. The first back testing video that was posted was by me. To where I tested a specific strategy after me trading Rush and a bunch of the other channels came out. And now there's this huge niche of back testing videos on YouTube. I'm not going to say I started it, but what I'll tell you is like I did the first ever back testing video that I can find before anybody else. Now, I'm not talking about just how to back test. I'm talking about back testing specific strategies. As far as I know, I posted the first one, and then, that niche kind of took off. But I hate editing. And so I didn't put out a bunch of back testing videos because I just hate it. I hate editing with a passion. I do not like editing at all. I'd rather just click live and hit stream and be done. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. Again, I don't need to lie. I found that I can be honest with people, not scam them, just be real with them, and have just as good of results. Like, yeah, maybe I don't sell as much sponsors as like some of the people who just sell a dream or whatever, but I sleep good at night. So, I mean, that makes up for it. Oh, yeah, backtesting definitely doesn't always work. Of course. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. All you can do is study the past. But it certainly helps probabilities. Definitely top 2 Hostess cupcake scammers in the world right now. Yeah, it's because I'll ban them if they do cap. He said, I'm new to your channel, but I like that your chat isn't toxic and people don't try to put others down. Yeah, I got a couple rules here that I very strictly enforce. Like, people always kind of poke fun of me because I'm very quick with the ban hammer, bro. I will ban people super quick. I just don't have time for that, man. You know, and so I will ban people very fast. A couple rules is don't be disrespectful to anybody. Don't pressure anybody to do anything. Certainly not to buy sketchy companies, but not to buy anything. Don't pressure people. Never tell somebody to buy. Never tell somebody to sell. Just don't do any of that stuff. And you know, keep it friendly. Keep it, you know, reasonable. Yeah, for sure. Hey, thank you, Scott. Yeah, backtesting is useful, 100%. Have you ever traded Netflix? Yeah, of course. I've traded Netflix. I don't know how good of results I've had. I could look back at my actual trades from Netflix. Let me see what my trades on Netflix look like. It's been a while. Yeah, so I've taken a couple trades. My trades here honestly don't look that bad. So like, here's Netflix. So here's a weekly chart. So here's like basically all the Netflix trades I've ever taken. These don't really look bad either, man. I started buying it up here at 396, sold at 380, bought it at 396 and 378, sold at 380. That one's nice. Bought it up here at 190s, 190, 90s. Sold here, so it looks like I got faked out here, stopped out a little bit. No, I got out actually a pretty good, reasonable spot. It looks like my average was under something, but bought it here at 275s. So it looks like I lost on this trade, I guess. I don't know. Bought it here at 333, sold it at 335. So yeah, I don't trade it a ton. It looks like my results might have been kind of flat on Netflix, you know. All right, let's see what the SPY does here. So NVIDIA bounced it up a little bit now. The SPY dipping down a little bit. Part of me wants to buy the dip. I might buy this short term here and just take some trades short term and then see if we catch a little bounce. So yeah, I'm in the E-mini right here, which is basically the SPY. See if we catch the bounce that we're looking for here. I am going to sell this ahead of the release, though. I'm definitely not going to hold this through the release. All right, we're watching the SPY because this E-mini right here is essentially the SPY. So I can day trade this in futures is what I'm doing. So I can day trade the S&P 500 in futures. I think a lot of people don't realize that like most pro traders trade futures. A lot of day traders try to trade stocks, but the futures market is much better here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut that. We just made about $25 in like a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of that. But yeah, this is the E-mini. We did get a nice little bounce here, though. So I was able to capitalize on that bounce. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that like you could day trade futures with no PDT rule. If you want to learn more about futures, check out Top Step. It's the easiest way to get your feet wet without taking on too much risk. A great way to help support the channel. And there's the link if you want to check it out. Let me see if the sale is still going on real quick. See if the sale is still going on. Okay, the sale is still going on, guys. The sale is still going on. Where you get it for 30% off, guys. You still get it for 30% off. I thought it ended yesterday. It's actually still going on. You can see it right here. Futures are legal and regulated in the US, Con. CFDs are not. Oh, wait, did I just practice trade this? Oh, no, dude. I think I accidentally practice traded this. Did I really? Oh, man, I'm going to be bummed. I did, dude. Oh, I made $25 in my practice account. That sucks, dude. I called this bounce too, man. It's all good though, but my fault completely. But hey. All right, so we got a little dip now. Part of me wants to buy the dip. Link won't open for me. Yeah, at least that was clear. Again, I'm honest. I'm not gonna try to lie and act like you know. It is what it is, man. Again, I'm gonna be honest. It was accidental, of course. I would have again, if it wasn't accidental, I would have never said anything, you know. But all good. A nice on island time. Yeah, now what I'll probably do is pick up a couple of these accounts since I can get them for 30% off for the lifetime of my subscription. One thing I see a lot of other traders are doing is they're buying multiple accounts right now while they can so they can get that 30% off because it's only about 115 bucks. And so you can get multiple accounts, try to get funded in multiple different accounts, diversify a little bit, give yourself the greatest chance to do it. And you can potentially get funded in many different accounts too. And so yeah. And again, Top Step, what they do is they give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can hit the target while following their rules, they fund you between 50K up to 150K. A great way to test your skill. If you're good enough, you can get funded and you really have limited risk because you're only paying 115 bucks. If you lose it, it's not the end of the world. If you pass it, you get 90% split in that account. And so pretty solid and pretty good rule set. Great way to learn. And even if you don't win, you still learn from it. You know, if you do win, you get 90% of your profit. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, in my opinion. Limited risk and most of the upside. But anyways, so yeah, we'll see what we get here. Watching the market kind of consolidate back and forth now. We'll see if it bounces. We only have about 12 minutes here, guys, until the PCE data comes out. I mean, I think most people fail these because most traders lose. It's futures, Tony. So in the futures market, again, I'll give you guys a quick little futures lesson. So futures were originally created so that farmers, because what was happening is like farmers would grow a crop, right? And then by the time it came to yield that crop, the prices had fluctuated for those crops that it wasn't profitable for them. Their margins sucked, basically. And so what they started doing is they started selling contracts to speculators, locking in the price of their yields before it happened, months in advance or whatever it is, so that they could lock in a specific price for their yields ahead of time and plan their business around that. And speculators could speculate and make money or potentially lose money depending on the price of goods changed, how much the price of goods changed. And they called it futures because, again, what they were doing is betting on the future price of a commodity, right? And so this was a long time ago. At this point in time, though, the futures market has evolved to where you can day trade the S&P 500 in futures. I can day trade the S&P 500 in futures. It's called the E-mini. And again, there's no PDT restrictions. So I can day trade, I can short it without restriction, with no PDT restrictions. And it's just the easiest way to day trade. It's what most pro day traders do, is because the liquidity is better in futures. You can day trade without restriction, and these funded account programs are allowed. You can actually use these funded account programs and get access to leverage if you're good enough. And if you're not good enough, you probably lose more money trading your regular account anyway. And so it really is the best of both worlds. But again, I'm always honest. Most people are going to lose because most day traders lose, you know. And for me, like, I don't necessarily need to get funded. Like my TOS account's got like 50,000 in it right now. I got about 200,000 in buying power, more buying power than I could ever use, to be honest, or ever want to use at least. But still, I mean, if you don't have it like that, which is going to be most people, these funded account programs can be valuable. Check out the link in the description if you want. Let me make sure it's actually there. But yeah, that's the way you kind of got to do it, you know. And I do appreciate the growth we've had over the last couple of days, man. We've got crazy good amounts of growth here. We really have. I mean, yeah, we just updated the link in the description. So if you don't see the 30% off one, you should be able to reset and get it, or refresh the screen and get it. All right, market's still consolidating. Watching Tesla, watching NVIDIA try to ramp up here too. Yeah, I don't know. I could try to change that. Oh, don't cry about sponsors crying. You know, it doesn't look good, man. Jealousy's not a good trade, brother. John, what is PDT restrictions? PDT is the pattern day trading rule. Basically, if you want to day trade stocks, you can't day trade more than 3 times a week if you have a margin account. And so what it basically forces traders to do, and it's the most ridiculous rule in the market, because again, what it forces traders to do here is it forces new traders who want to actively day trade to trade stocks with a $25,000+ account. And no new trader has any risk management skills from my experience. So no new trader knows any risk management skills. I certainly didn't when I was first starting. And so, you know, it just, again, the PDT rule is ridiculous. They say it protects traders. Think about it, right? If somebody wants to actively day trade and they have access to that much money, they're going to put up 25K. You could say, oh, well, don't trade your whole account. No new trader has risk management. You're basically forcing new traders to lose 25 grand, basically, if they want to actively day trade. And so, you know, it's not fun, you know, for new traders trying to day trade actively. And it's one of the reasons like the PDT rule is ridiculous in that way, you know. I mean, yeah, but criticizing my sponsors or acting like I only answer questions that by my sponsors is just a hater comment crying, to be honest, man. I mean, like I said, do what you do with your life, bro. But like, it's a hater comment, you know it is. You could act like it's not, you know, whatever, but it's all good, bro. You know, I wish you the best, dude. Anyways, SPY pull it back a little bit. We'll see if we can buy the dip here. Again, I'm skeptical because in 8 minutes we get PCE data, and I don't want to buy up anything big ahead of it. Yeah, for sure. You really need like 35K because the moment you drop under that, you're gonna lose. All right, so we are actually up a little bit in our actual account right now. So we are up about 50 or 60 in this actual account. I want to give it time to bounce up a little bit more. Yeah, I got a couple sponsors, JT. We're sponsored by a couple different people. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut this as well. I just want to get out here. We did catch the dip again. We bought the dip. We rode the bounce. And again, it's all love here. Who was Cry? It's all love here, Cry. You know, your name also has Cry in it, just to give you a heads up. Is why I said stop crying. You might not have got the joke, but it's okay. Yeah, honestly, think about how much better it would be, AJ. Think about how much better it would be if they let new traders day trade a $3,000 account with instant settlement and no PDT rule, right? If they lost, they could buy 10 shares over and over and over again and learn how to really day trade that way, effectively too. But again, what they're really doing with the PDT rule is they want to sit on your money long so they can make interest. That's what it really is. That's what the T2 rule, it used to be the T3 rule. They want to sit on your money longer so they can make interest. I use a quant tower. PDT should be illegal. Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. It forces new traders to trade 25K plus. Kenneth lost 180K. That's sad, man. All right, so now we are actually up more than we were, which is nice. We're up about $50 on the day in futures. We'll take that. NVIDIA popping up more. This should drag the market up, I think. PDT prevents first-time traders from jumping in poor stocks and losing their tails day trading, which you know is very hard and needs practice. No, it doesn't, man. It doesn't prevent that. It just forces them to trade larger. You know, it forces them to save up 25K and use that for their first day trading account. It forces them to hold on bag hold positions that they couldn't get out of because of restrictions. No new trader has risk management. And so saying, hey, if you want to be able to actively day trade, you need $25,000 in your account to do it. Really, again, you need about 30. That's a terrible idea. Terrible thing. And ultimately, it hurts traders more than it helps. I guarantee it. Yeah, cash accounts are great, but you can only take one direction, and you can only day trade a couple times because you have to use your equity in your account. And there's something called the T2 rule, which stands for transaction plus 2 days, right? So the T2 rule means transaction plus 2 days. It basically means that if you buy 1,000 shares of a $1 stock and spend $1,000, you got to wait 2 days to get those funds settled back into your account. So basically you can only day trade penny stocks like that. You certainly can't trade the big boys, and penny stocks are sketchy. So I mean, do whatever you want to do, but that's why most people go to the futures market. Hey, nice, Ansar. Hey, congrats, man. Good trade. Hedge funds, banks already use AI for trading. Yeah, I believe that. All right, guys, we got 3.5 minutes here. 3.5 minutes. Yeah. You can buy puts, so you can go both ways. Yeah, but again, you can do whatever you want. It's just harder to do it outside of futures. All right, guys, we got 1,100 people here. I'm going to put it in sub-only mode, team, if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. Announce yourself, too. We're throwing in sub-only mode right now. Everybody announce yourself so it's that you're supportive. Also, guys, remember, we do have PCE data today. One of the biggest releases of the week today. Inflationary gauge. A lot of traders use it to gauge. The Fed actually uses PCE to gauge how bad inflation is. So PCE, a very relevant inflationary gauge. It drops in about 2 minutes. About 2 minutes here, guys. And so be ready. Again, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Announce yourself. Show us that you're subscribed. We appreciate the support, of course. Let's keep growing. Check out Top Step. Link is in the description if you want, Josh. It's a funded account program, so it's kind of a challenge for futures, but it's probably better to start that way. Aside from that, a bunch of different platforms have futures. TOS has futures. A bunch of different platforms. You're awesome, John. Love the channel. Hey, thank you, Abe. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. I'm definitely the top 3 most right trader ever right now. Definitely top 3. Anyways, guys, market's about to have the futures numbers drop. Remember, guys, this can cause volatility, so be careful. This can cause severe volatility. So again, just be careful, guys. All right, guys, 1.5 minutes. Again, hit the play button. Hit the live button next to the play button. What's up, chat from Austin? Hey, what's up, man? From Houston, cooler. Hey, thank you, Real. Love this channel, your insights, and the interaction with viewers. You're the best. Hey, thank you, Jen. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Hey, we got a minute left. A minute left. What's the Top Step discount again? 30%. Hey, love from Dubai. Hey, love from Texas, man. I appreciate the love, bro. Top 3 most needing caffeine trader right now. Hey, I got a little bit left, dude, but I'm going through my caffeine earlier lately. So, hey, kind of how it goes. NVIDIA, move it up. We'll put the SPY up. I'm going to put the dollar index up on the right side here as well. Here, team. So here's the Dixie. Relevant for market activity for sure. Dollar index has been moving down as the market gaps up today. Again, we got about 40 seconds, guys. Again, make sure you hit this live button next to the play button. That's how you know you're actually caught up on the stream, team. The stream team. The dream team, stream team. Anyways, hit the live button. It's right here. The live button's right there. Make sure you're caught up on the stream because the data's coming out in about 20 seconds. And a lot of people are delayed accidentally from pausing or lag. And they're like, hey, man, these numbers came out 20 minutes ago. It's like, yeah, well, you're 20 minutes behind the stream. Anyways, 10 seconds, guys, 10 seconds. Market's at 415.50s. Expectation for PCE is 0.3%. Durable good orders dropped today as well. Expectations are 0%. Numbers about to drop right meow. We'll see what happens. Good luck. And here's the data release. Durable good orders came in at minus 0.2% for durable good orders, minus 0.2%. PCE isn't out yet, but durable good orders came in at minus 2%. The SPY has bounced up a pretty significant amount already, waiting for PCE numbers to come out. Durable good orders came in at minus 0.2% though, minus 0.2%. Durable good orders, PCE hasn't dropped yet for anybody. So we're waiting on that number. It looks like they're a little bit delayed here. All right, there goes PCE. PCE came in at 0.4%. 0.4% for PCE versus 0.3% expected. Higher inflationary metric than expected, and the market is dropping right now. Again, 0.4% versus 0.3% expected for PCE. 0.4% versus 0.3%. 0.1% higher than expected. The market is not loving life right now. It is dropping down to 415, reacting negatively to this right now. Again, not loving life. The dollar index, of course, likes this, and so it's pumping up. But, you know, it's not that much worse than expectations here. It's not that much worse than expectations. On the year, it came in at 4.7, again, 0.1% higher than expected. Durable good orders came in lower than expected, though, so that's good. But PCE did come in higher than expected here. We will put this number up on screen. But core PCE did come in higher at 0.4% versus 0.3% expected. I'll put all this data up on screen right now. All right, so again, 0.3%. 4.7% on the year versus 4.6% expected. Durable goods. All right, so dollar index is loving this. Again, the SPY just cracked lows. Durable good orders came in at, all right, so sorry, durable good orders came in at minus 0.2%. Core durable good orders came in at minus 0.2%. So, and that's the big one, is core. Came in at minus. All right, so here's the data on screen. Again, subscribe, guys. We cover this data very quickly, faster than anybody else. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. But yeah, there goes the crackdown in markets. Dollar index is probably moving more volatilely than anything here. It's up to 104.06 here. NVIDIA dropping down. So again, what this means, guys, I think the rate hike chances are going to go up dramatically now. I think the rate hike chances that we're going to raise rates next Fed meeting are going to go up dramatically now. Again, we'll see. But all right, so market's starting to bounce back over 415. The dollar index is falling down some. All right, so yeah, let's see what the Fed watch tool says about this here, because that's what's gonna okay, wow. Okay, so hey guys, so now at this point in time, after this report, if you look at the Fed watch tool, the Fed watch tool has changed to basically a 50-50 chance that we're going to raise rates. 47% think we're going to raise rates now. 53% think we're going to pause. But pretty much flat down the middle in terms of rate hike percentages. So basically flat down the middle here. And very interesting here. We're starting to pop up a little bit here, team. But yeah, very interesting right now. All right, so we're starting to move back up, but again, the chances of a rate hike have gone up drastically over the last 5 minutes. Yeah, Michigan consumer sentiment dropping today. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. For sure, UV. Yeah, so again, a lot of people expecting a rate hike now. Dollar index is moving up. So yeah, we do have Michigan consumer sentiment expectations at 10 a.m. today. But yeah, it'll be fun, man. We'll see. And again, if y'all want to check out Top Step, trade some of these releases, check out the futures market. Again, we talked a lot about futures. You can still get 30% off today, I believe. It was still up the last time I saw it. So you might be able to catch that 30% off sale still. I went ahead and bought another account just so I can have, the best chances of getting funded, which is what I was probably doing wrong, I think, than most of the other people, is that they were buying multiple accounts to get funded. So that's probably what I'm going to try to do, especially when you get 30% off the lifetime of your subscription. So, hey, what's up, trader? Yeah, I mean, I've been telling people that like inflation is still bad. The market looks a little bit more resilient at 415s. I mean, market still looks pretty strong despite the pullbacks we've gotten lately, especially in tech. And so I think inflation fears are going to loom, and it's still more likely that we're going to raise rates. I think over time that probability will just go up more and more and more. So I think the chance that we raise rates is just going to go up more and more as time goes on. The next rate hike decision is going to be in June as well, by the way, guys, in June. So early June. It's going to be like June 13th or 14th, I think. And so yeah, but this percentage has changed a lot just in the last hour here. So I don't know, man. The rate hike, it even changed even more now. So check this out. So right now, 41% think we're going to raise rates. 59% think we're going to pause. I guess we can do a poll now on this and see what my chat thinks about this here, guys. So we had good reaction, bad reaction. Most people thought we'd have a good reaction. We ended up having a bad reaction here, and that was at about out of about 900 votes. Let's go ahead and do another poll here. This latest PCE inflation data coming in high. Does the Fed raise rates next month? Yes or no? Good question, I think. It's a good question. Let me know what you guys think. The dollar index just cracked over highs again. Yeah, we're not reversing yet. The dollar index, which is usually inverse to the market, is flying up here. It's at 104.10s. So far, we got about 60 votes in about 10 seconds. 85% of people think, yes, we raise rates. All right, guys, SPY just cracked under the previous closing price. The SPY is now technically green on the day, guys. Technically red. I'm sorry, on the day. Let me look at some other news that came out. But yeah, core PCE and PCE came in higher than expected. Durable goods was low, so that's good for inflation. But this PCE data coming in high. And again, remember, PCE is the Fed's preferred inflation metric. It's the Fed's preferred inflation metric. Let me know what you guys think. Market cracking down here. JP said it won't stop. Yeah. Well, I think most people are expecting a pause right now, to be honest. So I think a lot of people are expecting a pause right now. Sorry about my mic. Yeah, it's not good news. I mean, it's definitely not good. Again, higher is worse. And I told people, somebody asked me earlier, hey, I thought this search engine said this. And again, I told them higher is worse and higher is reacting worse now. Can you give the link to where we can check the Fed rate hike probability? Sure. So this is it right now. It's called the CME Fed Watch tool. They basically gauge the probabilities of rate hikes. There's the link right there in chat. I mean, it's not super hot. It wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't good either, obviously. It was a little bit higher than expected. It wasn't like crazy high, but it's still not good. Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, though, clown, I think you also have to understand, brother, that the inflation data we've had over the last 6 months has been better than expected almost every time. It's getting better. It's becoming lower than the previous one most of the time, and so it's not like we've just had a run of terrible data. I think bears see what they want to see, and bulls see what they want to see too. But again, it's not like the data that we've had lately. And again, I cover every CPI, every PPI report. The inflation metrics have been better lately, especially relative to like a year ago. They've been much better over the last like 3 months, 4 months than they were a year ago. And so, in that regard, there is optimism regarding inflation. It has been getting better, and that's ultimately what's been making the market run up. So it is what it is. But looking at this PCE report, understand like last time PCE was 0.3%, and so it increased a little bit. But we had been dropping for months straight now, including PCE, including CPI, including PPI. And so a little 0.1% bounce back, I'm not super concerned about it. And I don't know how much the market will be as well. It's obviously not good, though. It's not what we want to see. We want to see, a drop. So I think that's the nuance you got to look at it from. But again, hey, thank you, John Ryan. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. I understand it's 25% higher, but I'm looking at the percentage increase, not the percentage. Or I'm looking at the amount it increases, not the percentage. I know, but it's nuanced, clown. I mean, we could all agree to disagree there. It's all love here, man. It doesn't matter too much. Again, what I'm saying is like this is the first inflation metric that we've had that's been higher than expected in months and months. And so it's not always going to be perfect, like we're going to have pullbacks, we're going to have moves up. But I think the market has shown resiliency. I think it is more likely that the Fed raises rates now, and I think you can see that adjust in the percentages now for sure. But it varies, you know what I mean? So now the CME tool was greater than 50%. Is it really? No, it's not. Not on mine. Let me refresh. Oh, yeah, you're right. So again, most people are expecting a rate hike now, man. So the rate hike probabilities have gone up almost 60% to 40% now. So yeah, you're actually right here. Look at the rate hike change. The percentage there changed. That's crazy. So that is crazy here. Yeah, we're almost up to 59% on the rate hike. And again, I told people we'd probably raise rates. You can kind of see it in the signs here. You could see it in resiliency in markets. Like if the market's flying up and recession fears aren't there and banks are showing strength, like the Fed's more likely to say, okay, well, like we have stability here in recession woes. Let's focus on inflation. Let's focus on helping inflation, and that's why they raise rates. And so again, the market has been somewhat resilient even with this latest pullback. If you look at the SPY here, if we look at a 6-month chart on the SPY, we've been doing pretty well, especially since March. Last 3 months, 2 months, market's been flying up. And so again, it is showing resiliency, and I think the Fed's going to want to curb inflation more so than they're fearing a recession right now. But again, who knows? We're still actually technically green on the day in the SPY too. How will this affect the NASDAQ? Well, we can look at the NASDAQ right now. Here's the NQ, which is the futures contract of the NASDAQ. It's affecting it basically the same as the market, where we were pushing up in pre-market. This number came out, we dropped some. This number came out, we dropped a little bit from it, and now we're basically bouncing back up. So here's the NQ, which is the NASDAQ futures contract. And again, you could day trade futures in the NASDAQ and futures. And again, this is just me speculating. I might be wildly wrong. Again, I don't know. This is just me speculating. What I will say is that I've been pretty correct about broad market movement over the last 6 months. 6 months ago, everybody was yelling doom and gloom, crash. A lot of big YouTubers, much larger than me, were telling people the market was about to crash imminently. And now 6 months later, the market is pumped up. But again, I mean, I could be wrong about anything. Not an investment professional. And yeah, y'all stay safe in this market. The regional banks will not like that. Maybe the next wave. Yeah, I mean, regional banks are struggling, obviously. But I mean, I think you can look at like PacWest. It's all the way back up to 7s. WAL, it's already back up to 35. So they've rebounded some. They pulled back over the last couple of days for sure, though. Yeah, we don't give out trading advice. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Cap might be wildly wrong about everything. Not an investment professional. Again, I don't even claim to be a good trader here. Definitely one of the top 3 worst traders ever in the world. Definitely one of the top 3 best traders in the world also, though. So true. You were one of the few that said wouldn't crash bury. 100%, man. Everybody was doom and glooming it 6 months ago. It goes up by market trends. A lot of people kind of jump on that bandwagon because it gets clicks, it gets eyes, but like most of the time when we do crash, not a lot of people think we're about to. And so it kind of is a little bit more unexpected than that. And so when I see a lot of people predicting a crash, I'm more skeptical in it. The market's very contrarian and tries to do what the opposite of people think. People act like the market is based purely off of company health, and it's really not. And if it was, it would be really easy to make money. All you'd have to do is wait for good earnings numbers and buy it, or wait for bad inflationary data and short it, or whatever it is, right? But the market doesn't move like that. It tries to stay balanced, and with that, it can be contrarian at times as well. And it's something for people to understand, And again, I'm not really hating on either side. Y'all make y'all's money. I'm not mad either way, team. Listen too much to people on YouTube and not my own analysis. Lost 90%. Hey, that's kind of how it goes, man. Yeah, I try to be objective for sure. I mean, again, I always tell people I don't know. People ask me all the time, bro. It's funny running these streams. People think I have a crystal ball or something. They'll be like, John, what's gold gonna do? I'll be like, dude, I have no idea. That's probably my most common answer on this stream is I have no idea, what anything's gonna do, especially not gold. But yeah. And I think you got to you got to keep a reactionary mindset. So many people were trying to predict and make these big call outs and predictions. And like, I'll make some predictions as well. But I always preface them with like, I don't know. And like, I might be wildly wrong. Maybe it crashes, maybe it goes up. I have no idea. But I think like maintaining a more reactionary mindset is going to be the winning mindset to have. You got to learn to just react to the market, not necessarily try to predict it. Trying to predict it, you can. But it's hard, and I like to just react, as well as I like to just play off of extension, so like what happens to a lot of new traders that follow big YouTubers is that if a stock's gapping up 20%, right, a lot of people jump on that bandwagon, and especially new traders, they'll be like, hey, this is super strong, like they'll buy it up after it gaps up 20%. I think more experienced traders understand extension in that way, and so more experienced traders are going to sit around and be like, hey, this is up 20%, gapping up already. I'm not going to buy this. The chances are it sells off. People are going to start taking profit. Kind of like with NVDA yesterday, right? NVIDIA, I told people like 10 minutes before the open, hey, I think there's a pretty high chance that NVIDIA sells off at the opening bell from put option or from call option traders that held overnight locking in profits. I think it can start kind of this fear where not just option traders, but everybody starts selling at the opening bell for NVIDIA, kind of trying to lock it in before it falls. And that's exactly what happened. And if you look at what happened with NVIDIA, it sold off big at the opening bell. It dropped down, from 396s down to 360s. So just a huge sell-off. And so I think like one of the most profitable concepts of trading is extension. Understand, like something, if a broad market stock or ETF or blue chip goes up big for 3 or 4 days in a row and it moves up big percentages, there's always outliers. But the likelihood is actually that it's going to come back down that day, and vice versa. If a big blue chip is dropping for days and days and days, I'm usually there to kind of scoop up some cheap shares and then ride that bounce back up. And that has treated me better than any other trading strategy I've ever had in the market. And so it's important to understand extension. SPY started to bounce back up, though. It's over 415s. Hey, what's up, Dark? Hey, my guy. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Fed is the only game in town. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, greedy when others are fearful when others are greedy, 100%. But it's like you see new traders and they're trading these penny stocks, and these penny stocks are just sketchy. They're gapping up 30%. Penny stock traders think they're going to get rich by buying. And a gap up of 30-40%, and then it just dumps on them at the opening bell. It gets halted, they're stuck, panicking, starts even bigger squeeze down, and everybody just starts freaking out. I see it happen a lot, man. I'm just trying to avoid that any way I can, you know. Be water, my friends, you know. Again, SPY started to move back up a little bit. So basically, SPY is green from when this report came out now, which is really interesting. Also, guys, one thing that I've been using crazy often lately is Chart Prime. Chart Prime, trading view indicator service, super helpful for my trading. Again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money with it because they're a sponsor of mine. And so I'm super biased in their favor because they pay me money. But like, I can't fake what I'm about to show you. So this is a trading view indicator. So you can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. Really is powerful here too. So like, I can't fake this, right? I can't guarantee you're going to make money or anything, but I also can't fake this. So look, they give you custom indicators. They tell you where reversals could be. They tell you, they show you candlestick patterns, but this is yesterday's price action. So again, reversal down in pre-market, nice drop for like, this is a 5-minute chart. So like 45 minutes to an hour drop after the signal. Reversal down signal here, drops over like the next 30 or 40 minutes. Literally called the exact bottom here. Possible reversal up, bounce over the next hour. Bearish engulfing and reversal down signal, drop. You know, and this is called their dynamic reactor. It's even a more powerful version of VWAP, in my opinion. You can kind of see stocks bounce off of it. And this is very cheap. It's just kind of like custom VWAPs and indicators. Look at this morning as well, guys. So you can kind of see the same thing this morning. You get a reversal down signal and 2 bearish hammer candles within the same like 30-minute period. And look at the nice drop you got after that. And again, we bounced off of the dynamic reactor as well. $35 a month. And there's a ton more. They show you patterns, triangle patterns, wedges, all this different stuff. And again, you can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. It's $35 a month. So it's very cheap. I use it a lot with my combine on Top Step. And so if you look at my results the last week, pretty good. But again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. If you want to check it out, link is in the description. It costs $35 a month right now, I think, if you use my link. It only shows up at checkout. So like it only shows up checkout. You get 40% off. So it's like $35 a month. Pretty cheap. Yeah, stocks want to run up with the expectation of a debt ceiling agreement before market close and a huge gap up. The fact that there's another hike coming. Yeah, I mean, the debt ceiling news is definitely the biggest. The Michigan consumer sentiment will drop as well. We're going to cover that for sure. All right, guys. Bro, I ate Caniacs yesterday, dude. Honestly, something about Cane's messes with my stomach, dude. I ate it yesterday. Now I'm nauseous. Acid reflux. Most bears are naive. The primary reason the shortest stocks went up so much already, overvalued now, and don't know stocks are still low compared to all-time highs and couldn't think forward. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're naive. I think some of them are okay. I think it just depends on, like, I think one thing that happens with short traders is, like, they bet on extension, right? And then they refuse to cut it when it proves them wrong. Right, so they kind of sit on it long term, and the long term edge of blue chips is that they go up long term. You know, the S&P 500 goes up about 6 to 12% a year on average. You know, and that includes crashes. And so what it means is that on a normal year that we don't crash, it's going to go up more than that like a lot of the time. Not always, of course, but. And so, you know, I think people short blue chips, which in my opinion you should never really do. And when you short blue chips and you get stuck bag holding them, like you don't take your profit, you don't cut your losses, and you end up bag holding a blue chip, a lot of the time blue chips are going to go up long term regardless of extension. And so the longer you sit in a blue chip, the more the odds are stacked against you in that regard. And so it's just something to understand that like blue chips are going to go up long term. The single biggest edge in financial markets is that the S&P 500 and broad market ETFs and blue chips are going to give you on average about 6+% a year. So trading against that edge long term, one of the worst ideas you could ever have, you know, because this is not just the last couple years of statistics. This is a century of statistics. Again, if you look at the SPY and you put in a long-term chart, this is what I mean. Long-term, markets are going to go up. You know, again, in 1993, the SPY was at $42. Currently, it's at about 420. You know. Cinnamon, I'll try it, Shepard. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's something about Cane's. What I think it might be is I think it might be the ketchup. So like I've had vinegar and I know my stomach reacts negatively to vinegar, and so I think that's what this is it's the tanginess in the ketchup, and the vinegar in the ketchup is making my stomach react bad. Hey, what's up, Guts? Hey, what's up, Ace? I don't like the cane sauce. I don't like mayo. I don't understand the short hate. I short and long. What's the big deal? I'm not hating on shorts. I'm just talking about where I think the pitfalls of shorts are. Again, I think the pitfalls of longs are when stocks gap up 20+% and people still want to buy them, like they're going to keep going up, and they might go up sometimes. Like you're always going to have outliers, but most of the time they're not, because they're extended on the upside and pullbacks are normal. So I don't know who this is, but I see this guy called Bill Brewster on Twitter. He says, "K, I'm sold on the value of small cap and emerging markets. Still trying to figure out the implementation part, which is all that matters. Suggestions welcome." Somebody said, "What characteristics or themes about small caps do you think are interesting to invest in?" And he said, quote, "I think they are very hated and likely to outperform." What statistics show that small caps are likely to outperform? I don't know if it's just the ones that I hear about on stream, but most of the time they fail. Almost all the small cap companies I've seen people talk about are losing companies that go down long term and end up getting delisted and then eventually just going out of business. That's most of the time what I see. But again, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, all good, Adam. Yeah, support and resistance is powerful. Cry about it, Mustafa. Because most people holding some assets, so they want the market to go up all the time. Well, yeah, for sure, but it depends on what we're talking about. He's talking about emerging disruptive tech, though. I think even those are sketchy, you know? I mean, look at like MMAT. That thing has just dropped huge amounts in the last couple years. I'm a little bit of both, Thomas. I use a little bit of both. I trade short term and long term though, and so obviously I'm using fundamentals and like stuff like that long term. Short term, I'm using pure technicals. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean I was kind of joking too, but all good, man. I accept your apology, sir. NVIDIA is my go-to for options. Yeah, NVIDIA crazy. And then the 0-day options. Is that something I should try, honestly? The dollar index is starting to drop down, though, so it looks like the market's actually reacting favorably to this, which is interesting. So a chart prime, I've got a couple. I think I'll have to find them, man. Give me a second. Oh man. Bro, I gotta crack my back here. Hold on. All right, that's better. All right, SPY popping up. It's at 414.40s right now, guys. 414.40s. The dollar index is dropping, so that's good. We'll see if it continues. But yeah, I just can't eat canes. I've eaten it a couple times testing it, and unfortunately, I love canes, but it makes me sick when I eat it. Yeah, y'all be safe. Again, market's loving this, man. NVIDIA popping up. Good. All right, guys, so we're starting to move up on the SPY here. We're still continuing up. Again, SPY at 415s, NVIDIA at 380.70s. Dollar index still dropping down a little bit here, but it is over the 200 EMA, so we'll see if that continues here. But look at the SPY ramp up. Hopefully we get some volatile trading today during trading time. That's what I'm hoping here, man, and we'll see. I'm going to get ready to trade some futures today. We already built up a little cushion on the day here. We'll see if we keep it up. Let me make sure. All right, guys, we're ramping up with the SPY up to 415.50s. All right. I know Pawn's been talking a lot about trading oil. So again, we'll see if we get anything good, man. I'm waiting for the market to treat me right here today. We'll see if it does. Are the results for the market positive? Well, I mean, it was negative in terms of inflationary data. So like inflation data was worse than expected. It was higher than expected, but the market sometimes doesn't care. So here's the Dow right here. Dow mini. You can see it's still moving up. Doesn't the futures contract roll over next month? Yeah, I mean, Ben, I don't think that matters. I think people can lie about whatever, about count size, about year to date. I don't think I don't trust, no offense to anybody here. I don't trust what anybody says in chat. There's too many people that are just wanting validation, that lie about their profits. They lie about their account size. They lie about everything. And I'm not saying that's you or anybody here, but I don't think getting into a look at me battle in the comment section is necessarily a good move. I think it's just going to cause, say, I made 20K this week. Well, I made 35K. Well, I made 6 million on the year. Well, I made 30 million on the year. You know, like, I don't know if it's going to get anywhere, brother. Anyway, SPY moving up a little bit. We'll see if it continues. Yeah, me and my $1 billion account would never lie, guys. Yeah. US 30 up today. Yeah, I hear a lot of people talking about the US 30. Can I trade the US 30 on Top Step? Housing index. I could trade Euro US dollar on Top Step, which is kind of cool. Or I don't know if I can or not, actually. I heard that the markets hate uncertainty. Seems to be human nature. Yeah, I'm used to it. I mean, I run a YouTube community, so like I'm used to it. But yeah, you guys know how it is. Over the years, I've just seen so much nonsense in chat, man. I've had people come here, like I said, I've told this story before, but I had a dude come to my stream and be like, "Hey, I just started trading, 3 months ago. You've helped me learn so much. Thank you so much, man." I'm like, "Okay, great." And then he started like participating in my Discord and my chat a little bit more. And then within like 3 months, bro, he was telling everybody, he's like, "Hey, buy this sketchy penny stock. Do it now. You're dumb if you don't buy it. I've been trading for 30 years. I make 50K a week." And it's just kind of like, bro, shut up, dude. Like, no, you don't. Like, why are you lying? Like, why act that way? But again, it truly shows that like humans tend to fluff. That's just kind of human nature. And that's all right. Listen, hey, just not on my watch here. I'm gonna ask for receipts here. Yeah, let's see if we get the deal done today. I hope we do. Was that guy with 16-year-old braces? I don't know, bro. If you're buying a 16-year-old with braces' day trading expert guru course, I mean, you kind of deserve to lose that money. No offense. I mean, if you get talked into that, I got some timeshares. I want to talk to you about. If deal is done, that probably means the market goes up. Folks coming in from Pancake Swap stealing buying fires. Bro, Pancake Swap, who designed this? Bro, I tried to use Pancake Swap, dude. I'm still confused to this day. You got to take your sparkly dust and turn it into pancakes, and then take those pancakes and flip them 5 times, and then take those 5 pancakes and then turn them into green pancakes, and then take that, transfer them over to X coin, and then you can sell, whatever it is. I still don't even know what the heck pancake, maybe I'm just old. But long on pancakes, hey, I love pancakes, dude. I'm really a pancakes guy over waffles, unless it's Waffle House waffles. Then I like waffles better. Hey, nice, Bobby. I don't know what the sentiment is for today. We'll see. Again, we're pulling back a little bit, but you can see a really obvious trend here in markets. That's the trend. Pretty obvious trend, too. We'll see if we hold that trend. If we bounce here, it confirms the trend. All right, guys. The markets rip it up. Dollar index is starting to move up a little bit. Markets dropping down on that. NVIDIA still trying here. No, so you can only trade options, Shepard, within market hours, so from 9:30 to 4. Waffle House hash browns are good. A little bit oily, but like good nonetheless. Their pancakes are good too. If it's 3 a.m. after you go out, then they're even better. But like everybody likes IHOP. I'm not really a big IHOP guy. I love Waffle House. Waffle House is like my favorite breakfast place by far. Bitcoin moving up? Is it really? Yeah, I mean, I guess the speculation, like if you want to see the sympathy movement and all this stuff. So the speculation here is this. Okay. PCE went up, and so inflation got higher. So the likelihood that they would raise rates went up. When the likelihood that they're going to raise rates went up, regional banks went down. And Bitcoin is reacting to the regional banks going down. That's the analytics of it. That's why that's happening. I can pretty safely bet that that's why that's happening. Again, think about the logic here. PCE inflation was higher than expected. That means the Fed is more likely to raise rates. The percentage odds of the rate hike went up dramatically after the PCE index dropped. Because raising rates historically this year has hurt regional banks, what happened? People started selling regional banks. Regional banks started going down after this announcement. When regional banks go down, what has benefited from that? The crypto and Bitcoin market. That's kind of how it goes. That's what happened. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's right. Is raising rates good for the market? No, it's good for inflation, which is the opposite of good for the market. Yeah, for sure. That's what I get to. Yeah, no worries, lazy. Again, so we are following this trend, guys. Look, so this trend line showed you the exact bottom, confirming the upward trend here. So we're still in this pretty obvious trend right now. We'll see if it continues, but market's definitely in this trend. SPY moving up. Q should drop from this, I'm guessing. I don't know what NVIDIA is going to do, but yeah, the market is going up. Still in this trend. Still got about 20 minutes until the opening bell. Yeah, we do have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index coming out too. All right, so market's following that trend, man. And again, thank you guys so much for being a part of my community, man. We've grown by a lot this month. So thank you. Appreciate it. Again, honestly, the next couple weeks are going to be even more fun here, right? So in the next 2.5 weeks, we got CPI, the Fed rate hike decision. We've got unemployment. We've got non-farm payrolls. A lot of stuff dropping. Don't forget, raising rates puts more pressure on the Fed to do backdoor quantitative easing to shore up the regionals. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Why do all the gurus never do live streams? Mostly because like a lot of the people selling you super expensive courses have to fudge their numbers. And I'll explain why. Is because one of the reasons I keep everything free, I don't sell a course, I don't claim to be good, is because like I actually want to be profitable trading. Where like if I'm making a bunch of money selling courses and I'm telling people I'm such an expert trader, if I got a rough week where I lose a bunch of money, what am I going to do? Am I going to tell the community, hey guys, I just lost a bunch of money? I'm going to get kickback from that. People are going to be mad. They're going to say, hey, this dude sold me a course for $4,000. Now he's losing. What the heck, bro? And so what happens is they usually end up cherry picking their winners. They only show you their winners. They got a bunch of accounts offline that they don't show you. And that's kind of how it goes. They cherry pick their winners. They never show you their big losses. They only show you their big W's. They post those on Twitter. They never say anything about their losses because they got to keep that machine rolling, Number one rule of Wall Street, nobody, and I don't care if you're Warren Buffett or if you're Jimmy Buffett, nobody knows if a stock is going up, down, sideways, or in circles. You know what a fugazi is? Fugazi. It's a wazi. It's a woozy. It's unicorn. Greatest quote of all time. You know what you do? You get another brilliant idea, a special idea, another situation, another stock to reinvest his earnings and then some. Wolf of Wall Street. And that's exactly how it goes, too. That's what they do. SPY rip it up here, still in this trend, still holding. Other stocks are moving up with us as well. Hey, I like it. We'll see if it continues. Hey, my guy, man. Thank you so much for the thank you for the $1.80, man. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it. Really do. Thank you. Forget about it. Wait, who, Chris? One of the guys. There's a lot of people, bro. Being too cautious this year has proven to be a costly mistake. I mean, yeah, I mean, with all the people yelling the sky's falling, though, I mean, it's understandable why people didn't jump. Again, everybody's telling them the market's imminently going to crash and all this nonsense, and then it doesn't, and then they miss out on like big movements up in the market like the last 6 months, you know. And then the people who were wrong cry manipulation, like the market has to do one specific thing or another. If the market was that easy to predict, everybody would be rich, you know. And so the person who acts like they know the most about what's going to happen usually knows the least. Because rich people yell, wealth whispers, you know. I heard that quote lately. That's a dope ass quote. Anyways, Disney up to 88.40. Let's see if it continues up. I'm gonna see if it holds. No. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Again, micro E-mini pulling back a little bit. Their attempt to quell inflation makes them disbelieve a most obvious dope run. Again, Disney, move it up. I'll take it, man. We'll see if it holds. We're right at the bottom of this trend line again. All right, guys, we got 12 minutes here. 12 minutes. I didn't make that quote, Dirtbike. You use whatever you want, bro. All right, guys, market's holding that bottom trend line again. We got about 11 minutes. The quote actually is money talks, wealth whispers, is what it is. Again, still holding at the bottom of this trend line. We got 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, what the quote really means, if you really want to know here, is that like generally, um, people who are truly wealthy don't want to be targets, because when they're targeted, it can make them lose. And so people who want to look rich act rich. People who are actually wealthy act poor. They act like they don't have anything. Because again, if they act rich with as much money as they have, they become targets. So just don't be loud, I guess is the best point. With the base combine, you can. With the top combine, Thomas, you can trade up to 15. But honestly, 5 contracts is plenty. With the max loss that they have, like trading more than that would just be detrimental. And more than 5 contracts on the base one is just way too much, man. Again, the E-mini trade is about the equivalent of 1,250 shares per contract. So like trading 5 contracts is going to be the equivalent of thousands and thousands of shares. It's not what you want to do. Just way too much risk. All right, guys, we got 9 minutes till the market opens. 9 minutes. And again, I'm not claiming to be uber rich or wealthy or anything like that. I just think it's it's a smart quote. It's a good quote. Again, I heard it recently. Cool quote. I'll have to give props to whoever I heard it from. Kathy Wood. Did she buy NVIDIA though? I think she bought up some stuff that ripped up lately too. Mental capital is what keeps you in the game for so long. No such thing as a bad note to take during the process, but take no notes and you'll become a statistic. Yeah, for sure. I don't think you necessarily have to do it physically taking notes either. I think you could just make mental notes. And I think if something's significant enough, you're going to remember it regardless of whether you write it down. I think writing it down can help though. NVIDIA is starting to break. So we just broke down under this trend line here, guys. So we did just break down on this trend line. The dollar index is moving up. It's at 104.17. She sold NVIDIA in January. Yeah, that's rough. Oh yeah, that's one of the worst exits in a while. Did I say anything about haters, sir? I didn't say anything about haters, man. Not for the last like hour or two. She sold Palantir at the bottom and is apparently buying again. Yeah, Palantir flying up, but I think it's a little bit too late. I don't know what it's gonna do. Again, I really don't know what it's gonna do. We'll see. She sold most of the shares when they were down, costing investors about $200 million in profit. Whew, that's rough sell, rough exit for sure. Again, SPY pull it back down to the support level. I do like the support level, but again, we broke the trend line now. So I don't know what I want to do here. I think I'm going to buy it a small little piece of the micro E-mini, maybe add a little bit more. We'll take 2 contracts here. Give it some time to bounce. Very small trade. We're already green on the day too. Bull trap? I don't know. I don't know, man. I think Kathy Wood, a lot of her trades are long-term. And so I don't think you can hold it against her short-term. And I think long-term, a lot of them are going to make money. I disagree with a lot of her entries. I think she's buying up really hyped-up stocks and then waiting for those really hyped-up stocks to drop big when she should have been buying them up in the first place and then selling there. But again, if I'm being honest, she's, a multi-millionaire. She's doing better than me. And so I can't really say much. But yeah. I disagree with her entries, I guess is the easiest way to put it, and some of her exits. I think she's buying up stocks that are really extended on the upside and hyped up, And then she's selling them when they drop down big. And that's kind of the opposite. I like buying them up when they're down big and selling them when they're hyped up, you know. But opinion on Kramer. I feel for Kramer. He's kind of a market, you know, he's kind of a market legend, so to speak, in that way. But he kind of deserves it. I don't know, man. So we're starting bouts. Yeah, we'll see if it actually holds. All right, so we did catch the bounce here. I didn't mind the bounce level. I'm looking at the SPY right here. You got to see that support level here. I'm gonna let it run up though, and just try to give it time to work. We still got about 3.5 minutes until the opening bell. Kathy used to make a lot of hits, but she was always getting scrutinized for insider trading, especially in NVDA. I feel like she sold NVIDIA kind of to say, I'm not doing anything, and it turned out to be a dumb move. I mean, it might have been dumb. It might have been smart. If she would have held NVIDIA, they could critique her for insider trading. And when you have as much money as she does, you know, she's not worrying about what she missed out on. She's worried about like capital preservation. And that includes like lawsuits is one of the big names of the game here. I think if you're her, you know, because that's ultimately how you're going to protect yourself, you know. And so even if she didn't capitalize on NVIDIA, I still think she's all right, you know. All right, guys, 3 minutes. All right, so we're consolidating. Haven't really moved that much now. NVIDIA just popped right back up to the previous closing price, so it's trying to go green on the day. Let's see if it drags the market up. I'm also watching the dollar index here too. Hey, yeah, y'all stay safe out here. All right, guys, we're starting to move up. A minute and a half left. I don't know if I want to hold this. It's a little baby position. This is a micro trade, so it's just a little small trade. I don't know if I want to hold this through the open, but I want to give it time to bounce. But again, anything could happen at the opening bell. The liquidity is going to be really high, and we're going to just get big volatility regardless of the direction that it goes in. So all right, guys, we got less than a minute here. Less than a minute. All right, so now we're dipping down a little bit again. Our opening bell's in 30 minutes or 30 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button to make sure you're caught up. I don't mind this pullback ahead of the open, so I don't mind the risk here, I guess, of holding it through the opening bell, but okay, got you, Chris. I'll handle it, man. Appreciate the heads up there, dude. Yeah, I got him. I'm banning him now. All right, so there's the opening bell. A little creep up here. Again, we're in slightly, but again, all right, so there we go. That's nice. I just took half off just to lock it in. I don't want to take too much of a gamble there. Disney's looking better today. Retracement here. We'll cut a break even too if we start to see too big of a drop. I got a nice little support level I can use as a risk spot. NVIDIA dump it down. This is dragging the market down here. That's the risk today, is that NVIDIA gives back some of its gains. A lot of people think it's extended, but anything could ultimately happen here. We don't really know. All right, that's better. All right, so I want to go ahead and cut that. We're up about 65, almost 70 on the day. Yeah, this is Quant Tower. But we also day trade on TOS and Thinkorswim. So, I mean, it varies what we trade on. All right, market's starting to head back up. We got some up wicks and down wicks, a lot of indecision, but NVIDIA is dumping at the opening bell, guys. Look at NVIDIA down to 375. I mean, the range is so big on the last couple of days. Palantir's ripping up as well, but yeah, the range on NVIDIA over the last couple of days is so big that this doesn't necessarily mean anything yet. Could easily reverse. Just be careful, y'all. It's starting to move up some. Look, there goes NVIDIA ramping back up. Spot push it up too. Palantir up. Watching Amazon rip up as well. Amazon up to 116s. Market slowly creeping up here. What I want to watch is the previous trend line that was right here. So I want to see if the market hits this and that influences it now. Dollar index starting to move back up some too here. Yeah, I do see the cup and handle. So you're talking about this right here, Chris. Yeah, so I can see the cup and handle there. We'll see. I mean, looks good. Let's see if it rejects right here, though. I mean, we could use both, you know. And I think that could possibly work, too. Palantir flying up right now. I've heard there is progress in the debt ceiling. Really? Let me see if there's any news about this. I don't see any updates. So Lowe's is raising its quarterly div. Yeah, I hope you're right. Man, Amazon's ripping up. Market's flying up. So we didn't. So you're right about the cup and handle, Chris. Nice work, dude. I'm going to get rid of this trend line since it just didn't respect this last one and just kind of keep an eye on maybe some support. Now I think we got a level here. So we're going to start to buy this up on the pullback, start to scale into it. There's 2 contracts. Maybe try to get up to 5. All right, so there's 4 so far. You know, I'll get one more. All right, so kind of flat here on this trade. NVIDIA is starting to fall back down here. That's the biggest problem. Extension here might be a factor too. I mean, it's a small trade. It's 5 micro contracts, so it's not big. Maybe a little bit earlier for my taste, but it's all good here. Yeah, I hope the deal gets done for sure. All right, kind of flat here. I want to give it time to bounce. I'm watching NVIDIA pretty closely though, because that's going to influence it. Amazon pulled back pretty drastically from the top it put in today so far too. Dollar index is moving up. I don't necessarily like that. Yeah, I'm going to cut that. That's a very bearish sign. It might rebound back up, but again, we're back to break even on the day now with that big price action dump. Might fake us out here, but it's all good. If cutting it there was the right move, I think it is, but who knows, man. Big flush in markets. Remember, we do have Michigan consumer sentiment expectations coming out today. All right, so I just took a little regular E-mini trade, and we're back up on the day about 30 bucks. Disney's still ramping up. I like this hold. Maybe I should have waited to bought it at that support level. But again, I'm going to just kind of patiently wait here. I think there's a lot of volatility with NVIDIA today. We're green, but I don't want to take too much big risks. Drizzy, check out the videos we posted over the last couple weeks. There's a good recap video if you want to check it out, man. I try not to plug it too much so it's not like it doesn't seem to, you know. Disney's starting to ramp up. Should have held that E-mini position because we're getting some big strength coming through. Specifically, NVIDIA's starting to pop. NVIDIA's up to 399s right now. Still a little high up there, and that's okay, but I like this move. All right, so we just made another 40 bucks scalping the E-mini. We're up about 70 on the day again. You can kind of see the gains here. Everything else is ramping up too. I don't want to. These are kind of quick scalps. Okay, yeah, good directors. That's good, man. That's good news for markets for sure. Yeah, everything's starting to ramp. Palantir's pulling back some, but everything else is kind of still looking kind of strong here. Disney, Amazon just broke highs. SPY held at that support. So look at the support level we drew to. That support level we drew was pretty spot on as well, man. We bounced directly off of it. Amazon breaking highs, cracking over these levels. I try to mix it the 1 minute and 5 minute for day trading, Jaro. If it's swing trading, I use like the hourly a lot or the 4 hour. But right now we're only 9 minutes into the open, so I'm going to use a 1 minute chart. It doesn't make any sense to use a 5 minute chart where there's only 1.5 candles. You know what I mean? At the opening bell. Now, as time goes on in the day, I'm more likely to go to longer term time frames, but it just depends. All right, market's flying up. One thing that could influence though is NVIDIA just cracked under the VWAP, under the previous close, starting to drop down. It's at 377s, and that could influence the Q and in turn, you know, other blue chips and stocks. Disney's flying up today though, so that's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start considering to cut my PayPal swing trade here. It is just so weak, man. It's been so weak lately. I'm I'm going to cut some risk at least here. So I'm going to get out of half of that position so far. I just don't like it. That way my risk is less and it's just a much smaller, less worrisome trade. I can be a little bit more patient with it. But man, look at the SPY fly up here, man. And it bounced right off of that support level we drew earlier. Just huge, crazy action right now, man. Wow. SPY up to 416s. Huge green action at the open. Now, it doesn't mean anything yet. We still got all the time in the world today to do whatever. We could turn, we could drop, we could move. That's big moves here. Wow, man, market keeps breaking highs. What stock is dragging the S&P 500 up this much? Is it Amazon? I see Amazon flying up right now. It looks like it's just tech in general, right? Google is up. Apple. It's Apple. So Apple's up to 174.50 is what this is. Apple flying up. Disney up to almost $89. PayPal finally starting to bounce back too. Tesla. Yeah, so NVIDIA's still up there. Here's Tesla on the bottom right chart. Yeah, Tesla's up to 188 right now. Wow. Disney trade's loving this though, man. Disney, I'll take it today. Again, what a ridiculous move so far, man. 417s. I think people are optimistic in the dead deal getting done. I think that's what's causing all this. Big thank you for doing what you do, keeping it real and honest. Hey, my guy, thank you, man. Or girl. I mean, either one. All right, so we're starting to pull back. This is too extended for me to buy it up right now in the S&P, so it's just too high up here. Now, maybe we do something, but we're way too high for me to really want to buy this. It's a little parabolic of a curve, too. Handshake deal for debt ceiling. Is that really what's going down? Got a little pullback here. You guys buying this dip? Again, it's too high up for me personally. I'm just going to wait. Again, we're green on the day. But a huge, crazy run right now. Gotcha. Yeah, I told people yesterday there might be an argument for buying up this weakness, and then when the dead deal gets signed, catching a bounce. And I still think that's probably, I mean, that's kind of what we're facing now. Apple just broke highs again at 174.70s right now. 174.70s. They keep saying close. Really? All right, micro E-mini starting to pump up here, guys. Again, SPY up to 417s. Tesla at 187.80s. Again, just kind of hanging out here. Again, I don't see anything that looks super good to trade, man. I mean, okay, there's a lot of stuff to trade. Let me get this straight. There's a lot of stuff. Disney flying up, basically at $89 right now. PayPal bouncing back too. We're almost flat on the rest of it. I mean, we ended up cutting half, but like, It's just too down. There's PayPal again. It's one of those stocks like even if the market does well, it doesn't necessarily have to. So it's probably a little bit too speculative for me. We didn't lose much on this though. All right, still rub it up. But again, we got 15 minutes before the Michigan consumer sentiment data comes out. 15 minutes. It's still broken highs again, man. Wow, dude. Get Disney up to 89s. PayPal back up too. We're actually green on our position on our last little shares of PayPal. We're red for sure total though. So I don't think I'm trying to lie or anything. All right, guys. Still running. All right, guys. Let me know what you guys think here. Kind of crazy day. Still got some time until the core PCE data comes out. Finally starting to dip down. The more we dip, the more likely I am to buy the dip. NVIDIA very sideways, which is, I think that's a W for NVIDIA right now. I think if it's holding its gains, that's good. Even if it can just hold its gains. The GOAT, Chuck Norris. Yeah, y'all have a good long weekend, team. Hope you guys have a fun time this weekend. Little dip. NVIDIA still pumping up though. Tesla is what's pulling back. Tesla cracking down to 187s right now. 187s. All right, so we're still in this range here, guys, for the E-mini. Still in this range. NVIDIA is still trying to creep up. Got a lot of upwick and downwick data here, just kind of testing. All right, so we just make it a little bit more here. We're up to about 100 on the day again, which is what we made yesterday. I'm just kind of scalping the range, buying it at the bottom, selling at the top, but I don't know how good of a strategy that's going to be to continue. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Yeah, all good. No worries. Yeah, have a great weekend. Yeah, wild morning for sure. Again, you can kind of see a large majority of people now are expecting a rate hike. We're at 58.5% here, 58.5%. So everybody's expecting a rate hike now. We'll see if we get it, but everybody's expecting a rate hike. About 60% of people. I mean, you can do whatever you want, J2. Is that the super motor? J2Z? I can't remember if it is or not. Amazon moving up. It's up to 117.30s. Tesla bouncing right at that 187 volume weighted average price level. NVIDIA starting to pump up here. Guys, so NVIDIA's moving right now. Again, Amazon just broke highs again up to 117.60. So a lot of blue chips are running today. Disney, Amazon, Apple. Yeah, let's see if we get something good here. Two Jay-Z twin turbo. That's like my dream card. Is a twin turbo Toyota Supra. That or like an Acura NSX. Those NSXs were dope too, man. Again, Amazon's still popping up big. All right, so we're starting to rip more. Disney back up. Amazon breaking up. Tesla moving up. NVIDIA broke over the previous close here, and that has the chance to run big too. All right, so starting to bounce. PayPal back up too. Trying. We got a nice little dip for sure. I mean, a technical pattern here you could argue is this. Here's the flag. I mean, you could argue that's a flag pattern here. I mean, I see it. I think a lot of people probably do it on 1 minute. Probably shows up on a 5 minute too, if I'm guessing. Yeah, they're old, bro. They're probably super expensive now because they're so rare and they're getting up there in age. Isn't there a new one? Oh, there is a new one. The new one's dope too, dude. How's the 2022 one, man? I didn't even. So they're starting at 170K though, bro. I can't buy that, dude. I mean, it's a supercar, but like that's up there for a supercar, dude. I mean, if I'm gonna do that, I mean, I'd just buy a Lambo or something, you know. Probably a Ferrari more than a Lambo, but still, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to buy a supercar, I'm going to buy a supercar. I like NSXs, but I'm not going to buy an Acura if it's a supercar price, you know? No offense to Acura. I mean, they're pretty reliable. It's Honda, you know, but still. I guess there is an argument for reliability there. Sitting tight. I'm going to go ahead and buy this dip. And we're going to add to it if we pull back, because I think there's an argument that NVIDIA could bounce here. Porsche GT3. Oh, for sure. I like Porsches. Porsches are fun to drive too, dude. They're so small. They feel like a go-kart. They feel like a go-kart. You know? Yeah, it's a Honda, I guess, agent. So that kind of makes sense. But again, almost 200K is a hard buy for me for a Honda. You know? Like, if I'm going to spend 200K, you know, it's going to need to be something. It's going to need to be an actual supercar, not a Honda. And I guess you could argue it is, but still, you know what I mean? All right, so we bought this dip. Starting to ride it up. We're going to go ahead and take half of this off if we get there. Give it a little bit more time. So that way we're protected now on the trade. We're up over 100 on the day now. That's nice. Go ahead and cut that. So yeah, we're up about 110 on the day. I'll take it. See if we're going to keep building. Really good week this week, though. We've had some really nice volatility. Less chop, more volatility. Starting to get bounces in all the other blue chips. Let's see if NVIDIA pops. Tesla just ripped up and broke highs, too. All right, we got the Michigan consumer data coming out in about 5 minutes here, team. 5 minutes. Ford GTs are dope. But again, I'm not going to spend $200K on a Ford. No offense to Ford. I'm just not buying a $200,000 Ford, bro. Straight up, dude. I'm not going to spend that much, dude. You know? People are going to say, hey, man, what'd you buy with your $200,000? A Ford. They're going to be like, what? I don't care if it's the GT. And the GTs are great. They're legendary cars. I just can't do it, you know? Honestly, I'm not going to buy a $200,000 car to begin with, you know? But still. If I could, I still wouldn't, you know? Ford GTs are $1 million, bro. Oh, I'm definitely not buying it. Honestly, though, this thing looks pretty cool, dude. I can't even lie. $1.7 million, bro, for a 23 Ford GT. I mean, these are for the ultra rich. And that's not me, you know. Again, we're pulling back a little bit on NVIDIA. Part of me wants to buy the dip, but all right, so we are scalping a little bit more on the regular E-mini. There we go. Just scalped about $100 more on the trade. We should be up about 200 on the day. Let me see how much we're up. Here's the Michigan consumer sentiment expectations coming out today. So we are up about 180 on the day. You can see my drawdown today is $81. We're up about 184. Profit factor, again, or win-loss ratio, 11-1. Tesla's still bumping up there, guys. Bump it up. Model S Plaid. Yeah, I'd probably get a Plaid if I was going to get one. It's the fastest. John sounding like an old man. I'm not an old man, bro, but again, in order to be able to realistically afford a $1.7 million car, you got to make hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, I'm not one of those people who, if I had $1 million, I wouldn't buy a $100,000 or a $200,000 car. You know what I mean? Like that's 20% of my $1 million. I'm gonna spend that on a car. I'm good. You know, unless I could write it off. That's the only exception, which I can. You know, but unless I'm writing it off, it's gonna be a tough argument. All right, so market's bumping up a little bit. We're pretty flat, though, over the last 30 minutes or so. All right, here's the Michigan consumer sentiment data, guys. It's about to drop right now. We'll see if it's good. Again, expectations for this are for 57.9, guys, 57.9. Consumer expectations, 53.4. We'll see how these move markets. These can actually bump markets, believe it or not. So if they come in good. If they come in bad, they could obviously drop markets. All right, so there's a big pullback here. The consumer sentiment data comes out in about 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Put your logo on it, immediately write off marketing advertising. Yeah, that's true. All right, guys, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. Big downwick retracement. Here goes the data here. Let's see what it is. All right, boom. It just came out. Michigan expectations 55.4 versus 53.4. Higher than expected expectations. Higher than expected consumer sentiment and higher than expected current conditions. So consumer sentiment 59.2 versus 57.9. Higher than expected consumer expectations 55.4 versus 53.4. Higher than expected on everything. Market's liking it. It's moving up a little bit too. So market's liking this data. We'll see if it continues up. Right, exactly. I mean, I was arguing with somebody that were like, "Nah, man, rich people don't lease." I was like, "No, dude, like they really do. Like wealthy people lease. You know why? I'll explain why. They can always have the newest and best. Markets pump it up right now. Markets pump it up. It's up to 4190 on the E-mini. NVIDIA's up to 380s. SPY up to 417.50s. Tesla up to almost 190 right now, about 30 cents away from 190 here. Huge pump ups in markets right now. Big moves up. But yeah, the reason some wealthy people lease, again, consumer sentiment and expectations data all came in higher than expected here. We'll put it up on screen. Higher than expected data here. We'll put it up on screen. But yeah, the reason a lot of wealthy people lease is because they can always have the newest and best. They can pay $10,000 a year, $15K a year, drive that car for a year, swap it out the next year for the newer model. Drive that thing for a year, swap it out for a newer model. And a lot of times, if car prices appreciate, they're going to get those. They're going to basically drive it for, much less too. So, a lot of people think that just because they're wealthy, they have to buy it. I mean, smart people don't buy up everything, depreciating assets like crazy. You know what I mean? Like they're going to swap it out for the newest and best, always have the newest model, not have to worry about depreciation as much and just kind of hang out, Again, Disney up to 8840s, guys, 8840s. Micro E-mini at 4100s here, 4100s. NVIDIA at 380s. SPY at 417.40s. Tesla up to 189.90 right now, 189.90. All right, so micro E-mini pulling back down is at 41.84. So we are rejecting here now, correcting a little bit from this big move up. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do with this. I'm just kind of sitting back waiting here. I'm already really green on the day. I don't like this pullback, though. It's a pretty quick rejection. I'm watching NVIDIA here. NVIDIA is still trying to hold, so I'm watching the market react to this, but it's a tough argument here. I was thinking about buying. I should have. We're retracing a little bit higher up there now, but all good. I'm gonna buy this dip in a micro position. Add a little bit more on a pullback and then cut it if it starts to break down too heavy. There's 4 contracts. Starting to flush down. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. I see some turn and price action happening here. So I'm just going to wait. Maybe got out right before it bounced, but it's okay. We're already up a lot today. We're up about 125, 130 on the day. I got a cushion, though. That's the thing. Do I want to press into that cushion is another question. It is a Friday, but we did have economic data come out today, and that might make it good for me to watch. And again, if you want to try out Top Step, I think the 30% off sale is still going on. I can't be 100% sure. I can try to use my own link and see what happens here. Pretty sure the 30% off sale is still going on. And so if you haven't already, check them out, man. Big pop up. Okay, maybe the link is done. So you might not get 30% off anymore. I think the 30% off sale might be over now. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it doesn't work anymore. All good. Let me put the old link back up then. All right, we're starting to move up a little bit, guys. Starting to move up a little bit. Yeah, if you want to check out Top Step, funded account program for futures. It looks like it's done. But if you haven't already, guys, check out Top Step. Top Step is a funded program for futures where they give you a demo and they test your skills. So you can day trade just like me. And here's my P&L on the day with no PDT restrictions in the futures market. But they're a funded account program. So what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. If you could pass their testing, they fund you. If you don't pass it, you probably would have lost more trading your own account, to be honest. So what it does is it's really a challenge that builds your skill. So it's very cheap. It's like 130 something if you use my link. Again, they're going to give you a 50K demo, and if you can hit 3K in profit on that demo without losing 2K, they'll fund you 50 grand if you can pass it and pass both phases. So pretty reasonable ratio there, pretty reasonable challenge. 2 to 3 ratio is very reasonable. And again, it really is kind of an ideal situation, and they're the most legit one in the world. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year, and you're going to have the easiest time getting withdrawals from Top Step as well over a lot of the other ones. And so, yeah, it's kind of the best of both worlds. If you lose, you would have lost more with your regular account anyway. If you pass it, you still get 90% of your profit after that. And so if you make 20K once you're funded, you keep 18 of that. And so pretty reasonable. And I think ultimately it just makes sense for traders. Basically saves new traders money. It saves them from having to, destroy their account learning and all that stuff. So if you want to check it out, here's the link. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. Because we're also going to be doing a crypto show today here. All right, guys, market's still flying up too here, man. So very strong market here, guys. Again, remember the market is closed. Honestly, I'm gonna really enjoy it, to be honest, dude. Market is closed Monday. I'm gonna try to sleep in. I'm kind of excited, dude. It's been a busy couple weeks, so I'm kind of looking forward to that, man. Hey, y'all be safe. Again, don't go anywhere. As soon as we close this stream down, it's immediately going to pivot you to our crypto stream. And everything's breaking highs right now. Disney flying up. Over $89 a share here, guys. Over 89 bucks a share. Making a big move. Retracing all the losses it put in yesterday. And so, yeah, guys, y'all be safe. Y'all be smart. Again, we're going to go over to our crypto show today. Again, so you won't have to go anywhere. We're immediately going to go to our crypto show. Market's flying up, though. Loving life right now. again. So basically, if it doesn't bring you to the crypto channel, guys, if it doesn't bring you to the crypto channel, what you can do is you can go to youtube.com/beginner trading, youtube.com/beginner trading, and find the stream there. And again, we're about to end this stream right now and immediately bring you over to the new crypto stream. So stick around, guys. Been a fun week, man. I appreciate everybody that joined us. Appreciate the love and support, of course. Remember, guys, not an investment professional here. We're not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment, trade responsibly, and stay safe in this market, guys. Why is the market flying? Well, I think debt ceiling woes are going away a little bit. But yeah, guys, we're going to start our crypto show right now. So again, y'all stay safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys later. Remember, we do have a long weekend this week. And again, I'm truly excited for it, man. Really kind of pumped for it. So again, the crypto show is starting right now. I'll give you guys the link just before this, just in case it doesn't give you the link. So I'll give you guys the link just in case it doesn't revert you there. So let me post this link here and I'll show you. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys this link just in case it doesn't send you guys over to the crypto show. The link is right here. You can also go to youtube.com/beginnercrypto. But as soon as we close this stream, it's going to bring you over there, guys. So again, you won't have to go anywhere. As soon as we close this stream, it's going to bring you guys over there. And we're starting the stream up right now. So love you all. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys later.